What's going on, everybody? How y'all feeling? Making sure my sound is good on my end. Also, trying something new. YouTube has this feature where I could stream in vertical and in horizontal at the same time. So, was trying to work on that in the background. So hopefully it works out. I'll watch it later and see if everything goes right with that. Y'all are in here early. Selmo Fug, good morning. How you feeling, man? How you feeling? Good morning. Charmaine, good morning. How you feeling? Good morning, Charmaine. Latika, good morning. How you feeling?
I don't think he went to school nowhere. If he went to school, he didn't learn nothing.
Morning, it's been quiet in here all morning. Now that my focus is on something, these people about to be on my nerves. Latika, you know how I go. You know how I go. As soon as you focus on something, that's when everybody got questions. Everybody needs something. Everybody show up. You know that's how I go. That is how it go. See you, Anderson. Good morning. How you feeling? Good morning, Seattle in the house. Great day to be a winner. It was a great weekend, y'all. Great weekend, y'all. We gonna get to it for sure. Ivy League Matt, good morning. How you feeling? How you feeling? C Brown Run, good morning. How you feeling? Black Pearl, good morning. Also, shout out to you for becoming a super supporter on Patreon. I appreciate you. Good morning, Ms. Brown. How you feeling today? Zedric, what's going on? Hey, they had us stressed this weekend over those picks, didn't they? They had us stressed. What's going on? Good morning, Keith Hunt. Jersey in the building. Good morning, TK. How you feeling today? Donnie King, shout out to you. What is going on? Good morning. A.M. Williams, good morning. Good morning, Detroit Gemini. Sunday wasn't the same without seeing Shador play. Yeah, it's that realization. It just kind of settled in that, the season is over for them. The season is over. 3-1 for me this weekend. Yeah, some good picks. Good picks by you. Anyone make it out undefeated? Yes, we had one person make it out. One person made it out undefeated. Shanithia. She went 5-0 on her picks. I'm going to update y'all on the leaderboard on everybody's picks. I'm going to show y'all my ESPN picks. I was doing some flip-flopping yesterday. I thought I picked the 49ers for my ESPN picks. I end up picking the Philadelphia Eagles, so I end up taking that L. Sending some bad vibes to C.A. Anderson, Miss Sparkle, and Key Mathis. So I got to do better, y'all. I got to do better. I got to give myself the buzzer for that one. Got to give myself the buzzer. Shador's going to train with the Ones and the Hungry Dogs this offseason. He will be ready for season 2. I totally agree. He going to be straight. TK says, I'm at work too. We'll be in and out between appointments. TK, you know we're going to be here for you. We're going to be here. Our Jizzle, good morning. How you feeling? Whoops. How you feeling? I'm feeling good, TK. This is the part of the season where it gets real. This is where people who don't know about football, they're gonna be speculating, they're gonna be flip-flopping on takes, building up stories and drama. But the people who know about football, we are living in the moment, living in the present, and watching games, reacting to games. So we living in the moment. We feel really good over here. Really good. Tessa, good morning. How you feeling? I'm so sad the Eagles lost. Yeah, that was a tough one. Then at the end of the game, they had an opportunity to get it. They kind of fooled Jalen Hurts on that play. Maybe he could have got the last pass off a little bit earlier, but they kind of fooled him on that play. I agree. It was different not seeing Shador. Yeah, Shador is out there regrouping, resetting, recharging, spending time with his family. So definitely happy for Shador to get some time away. Good morning, Charmaine. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Shanithia. How you feeling?
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
How you feeling today? Big weekend for you. Big weekend, Shanithia. I was letting them know you're the only one who went 5-0 on your picks in the first 5 games. We do have one more game tonight, but I'm gonna update y'all. I'm gonna show y'all the leaderboard. I'm gonna show y'all who I picked. We gonna get to it. I'm gonna show y'all. Too bad Jaguars lost only for Travis, and the Panthers lost for Jimmy Horn. Donnie King for real. This it was something else, man. The Jaguars, I usually don't go for the Jaguars, but in my picks, I picked the Jaguars to beat the Bills. I thought the Bills could be got, and then also I didn't pick the Panthers, but I don't like how people are piling on Jimmy Horn like it's on him. I don't like they're piling on him like he's the reason they lost, and it's like, nah, you can't put all that on him. You cannot put all that on him. That is not all on Jimmy Horn. You can't do that. You can't do that. So I don't like that side of it. Great games this week. My teams, the Jag and Eagles, lost. Yeah. And they lost some tough ones, y'all. They lost some tough ones. Too bad Jimmy didn't catch that ball. Yeah, he gonna bounce back. Key Mathis, good morning. How you feeling? Good morning. Shout out to you. I'm rooting for all CU Buffs players. Yeah, they got a lot of guys in the playoffs. A lot of guys in the playoffs. Harris from Sports. Good morning. How you feeling, man? Harris from Sports. I've been on the grind, but I got to get back to you. I'm going to send you some stuff on IG where they're breaking down NFL offenses, breaking down defenses, some of the stuff I've been studying. I didn't forget about you. I've been on the grind, man, but I'm gonna get it to you for sure. Key Mathis, I'm gonna copy off Shanithia's paper next time. Yeah, she the one where you gotta look over her shoulder after she picks all her picks for next week. Shout out to C.A. Anderson. Starting early.
God! Wow!
I got money.
Shout out to C.A. Anderson. Seattle in the building. I appreciate you. This weekend was a blast. Thanks, D, for your hard work. Yes. This was a lot of fun, y'all. This was a lot of fun, y'all. So, we're gonna get to it real soon, but we did an NFL challenge. We did an off-the-record NFL challenge where we did pick'ems, and we're picking each weekend on the games, and then we did a watch party on Saturday, and then this weekend coming up, we're gonna do a watch party Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So we're gonna be on the ground, we're gonna be watching, we're gonna be working and enjoying it together, enjoying the camaraderie. We're gonna really enjoy ourselves. So I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. We got to talk some smack. Y'all got to see me have to switch sides on myself.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
So it's just a lot of fun. It's one of those situations where it's a creative way for us to live in the moment. Us not to, do what a lot of people are gonna do in the media right now and just look forward to the draft, look forward to next year. And it's like, you have great football happening right now. You have great games being played. You can live in the moment and enjoy these things. So we get to see other teams' offenses. We get to see how they move the ball. We get to see how they deal with pressure. And another thing is, once you take the emotion of Shador out of it for the people on TV, like the national media, they really got to talk football, and you see how they really feel. So, yeah, that's keep at the side to take myself off. I had to take myself. Now I gotta pull receipts on myself, y'all. I gotta pull receipts on myself so I can show y'all that I can show y'all who I truly picked prior to. So I gotta pull receipts on myself, y'all. Yeah, I was flip flopping yesterday. All I needed was a van with the flip flops. Your boy was out here. I was out here wilding, y'all. I was out here wilding. But I'm back on it. I'm gonna get it together, y'all. I'm gonna get it together. Glad you enjoyed it also, Shanithia. Shanithia with some great picks, y'all. Great picks. Jimmy Horn to Cleveland. I would love it. Jimmy barely played in that game. Detroit Gemini for real. They used him. They had a big play. I think it was Coker, number 18. They ran the dagger concept, and they had the outside receiver cut in behind Jimmy clearing out. So he set up a big play, but he did not get a lot of snaps in that game. He did not get a lot of snaps. Let's say he caught the ball, probably about 5 seconds left in the game. Anyway, yeah, it was no magic, no magic answer for what they was gonna do at that point in the game. It was no magic answer. Let me make sure I got this on top chat or live chat so I see everybody's chats. Yeah, it was no magic answer. It was no magic answer. It's part of blaming CU players for real. They blaming all the CU players, all of them. Yeah, I got you because I know I said I was gonna get that to you, Harris from Sports, but I got you. I've been working, but I'm gonna get it to you. Yes, Jimmy came in at the end and they throw him the ball 2 times. Yeah, it's like get him in a rhythm. I see they're saying Dante Moore not ready. Flip flopping. They didn't watch him all year. So now when they watch him and they see him deal with pressure, they realize he is kind of a fish out of water because he hasn't really dealt with the pressure all year. He hasn't dealt with it all year. So now in the biggest moments with the most eyes on you, you're dealing with the pressure. So I don't know that he might go back. Game was over by then. Maybe if Bryce didn't overthrow him 2 plays before, it would have been a different result. For real, Zedric. I agree with that. D, they already on Josh Allen's neck saying it's no excuse for him not to win. For real. When you really just talk about football, we really get to see how they talk about football and how they talk about these players. So we really get to see it. Wet 11s, I don't know if I agree with you, but Wet 11s, good morning. How you feeling? People be overdoing it when their team loses. They need to leave Jimmy alone if they don't want the aunties and uncles coming for them. For real. And enjoy the ride. It's going to be a winner. It's going to be a loser. Every team that makes the playoffs is not going to win. It's going to be winners and losers in this thing. So it's part of it. Great time for sure, especially the Bears-Packers game. That Bears-Packers game was something else, y'all. That was something else. That was a very fun game to watch. It was up. It was down. It was all over the place. I got to stay on that side hit as well. Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of them, y'all. Yeah, keep at this. I straight up cut them hearts, and then the last, you know, when you playing that last hand, and I played a heart. Yeah, it was all bad, but I'm back, y'all. I'm back on it. And me back to my 7-year NFL boycott now that Shador is no longer playing. Kaepernick. We were talking about that, Ivy League, Mac. We were talking about that. How the NFL lost a lot of people due to the Kaepernick situation. A lot of people did. Browns go get A.J. Brown. I don't know if A.J. Brown fit the timeline because he's more expensive. I can see him going to New England, like a ready-made team. He was coached by Mike Vrabel before. So we gonna see. Did y'all see the Jacksonville? Let me slow down. Did y'all see the Jacksonville Reporter speaking life into the coach and the team? Cleveland media take notes. Oh, we got that on the docket. Detroit Gemini, we have that on the docket. D, I'm petty. I sent the clip to Michael Irvin alleging his substance abuse. No, it needs to be out there. It needs to be out there. AJ Brown is good. He just older. He needs to go to a ready-made team that's ready, like Super Bowl contention that's in the playoffs now. I really hope Andrew Berry is watching how things went for the Jaguars and the Bears and takes some notes for real. They turned it around quick. Dante Moore is probably going back. Yeah, if I was him, I would tell him to go back. Yes, Moore needs to stay 1 more year. He just started playing a full season. Last season, he was behind Gabriel for real. Yeah, I really wanted the Packers to win for Jordan Love. Yeah, because they're gonna come at Jordan Love crazy. Okay, D, I was going to say, I know your mother raised you better than that. You better greet me. I got you, Wet 11s. I got you. That is because they don't want to see Deion be successful with that pipeline to the pros. Colorado looking to be nasty next year. These O-line, D-line, cornerback, safety committed to see was looking good. And don't forget linebacker. Don't forget linebacker. No AJ Brown. He is another Jerry Jeudy with the diva. Yeah, he can go to New England. CU Buffs have now hungry dogs and leaders on the roster now. I agree. Let's get this thing going, y'all. Y'all know we gonna still have a full show. We gonna do a full show. You will not be shortchanged in this thing. So we gonna start this thing off. We gonna start this thing off right. We got Kevin Hart. This clip is from the Diary of a CEO, which I like this podcast. I like the view of it. I like the look of it. I like the seriousness of the conversations. So we're gonna get to that. We're gonna start off with that. Let me get to it. Let me take this down. And where we at? Let's add this here. Also, I'm going to say this a couple times throughout the week just to make sure everybody knows. We are enjoying ourselves this weekend. This weekend coming up, we are going to be live Saturday doing a watch party, Sunday doing a watch party, and Monday night doing a watch party. So we're going to enjoy a lot of football this weekend coming up. So just be ready. Just be ready for it, y'all. Let's get this thing kicked off. This is Kevin Hart speaking on failure because people want to bury you for your failures, but you can actually learn from your failures. You can actually learn from them.
In so many ways, you're clearly an anomaly. For you to be the way that you are, there must be some kind of early context that people need to be aware of, a certain wiring or a cauldron that has sort of shaped you into who you are. What is that?
All good, Shanithia. You know we're going to be here. Good morning, Craig. What's going on? How you feeling? Wait, do I have the right spot for the failure? I think I do. See, Anderson, I think we're going to do it. We're going to do it all on YouTube. Just so we had a full effect. We had a sound effects. We have camera. We have everything. We're going to do it all on YouTube. I think AJ Brown was frustrated not getting the ball, for real. And then when he was getting the ball, it was almost like choreographed. We got ESPN. We got Get Up speaking about the Philadelphia Eagles offense. And it's funny because the same way they defend Kevin Stefanski, they're not going to defend the Philadelphia Eagles, and I find it funny. I find it pretty funny. Yeah, Charmaine, we here all weekend. AJ Beast, what's going on? I missed you coming in. What's going on, Beast? AJ Brown always complains about not getting the ball. When he do, he drop it. He cry too much. Who would want to deal with that? Way too much. I'm excited to watch CU play this upcoming season. I can't wait. Once we make it through the NFL, like Super Bowl and all that stuff, we're really gonna look at Colorado. When I tell you, I'm so excited for their offense and the way they're gonna be able to run the ball. With the go-go offense and Brendan Marion, and I've been doing deep dives on him. I cannot wait to look at everything that's going on in CU because I think this year is going to be different. It's going to be different. It's going to be special, y'all.
Context that I need to understand.
I'm a very driven individual, and I'm driven off of ideation. I like the fact that you can have thoughts, and if you're in love with the thoughts that you're having, you can be energized to bring those thoughts like into a bigger reality. That's the real fuel to the brain for me.
Do you think at the
Now started to click in differently?
I mean, one of those lessons that your mother was trying to lay down can be seen
In the Bible, 1000%.
with this. There's a
Best story ever. Best story that I'm able to tell.
She put something in the Bible that's hanging out there, as you can
Checks.
see.
Checks, man. I couldn't pay my rent. I cannot pay my rent. I needed help. And she was like, well, I'm not helping you until you start reading the Bible. And I was like, Mom, I'm reading the Bible. I was lying. Just lying. I'm reading it. Come on, Mom.
I got to find the right spot where he's going to talk about failure. That's the part I want. None of the big box media can say Shador or Sanders until they talk about how underwhelming Justin Herbert has been playing. You are on to something, Black Pearl. You on to something. Nobody said anything about that Patriots beating they put on the Chargers. I am now at 3 wins, 2 losses. I am full of hope. Right there. You right in the thick of it. Right in the thick of it, C.A. Anderson. We're going to get to it. We're going to do we're going to recap all the games. We're going to go through it. Because we're not going to skip. We're not going to skip over what we saw. Justin Herbert, happy feet in the pocket, never looking settled, dancing around. You never hear them say anything about his play. But if you look, he was all over the place, y'all. He was all over the place. Let me find my spot. I think this reset, so I'm just gonna pull it up so I can find the actual spot that I want to start at. Because he's gonna talk about failure, and that's what I want to talk about. Oh, don't open it here. Let's copy.
Me.
Do you think at the very core of you, that's what's motivating you? Because
Absolutely.
that's like a process, but the outcome of that is success.
Doggy Bone, what's going on? How you feeling? Is Justin Herbert really a franchise QB? Questions that need answers, Beast. Questions that need answers. How many times did Herbert get sacked in one quarter? He kept getting sacked. I believe his total was he got sacked 6 times. 6 times. Doggy Bone, what's going on? How you feeling? Orangeburg, South Carolina, in the building.
Success in all its forms, its material success.
Or failure. I mean, like, there is no success without failure. They go hand in hand. And with the failure comes amazing lessons, adjustments. And you get sharper because of the shit that you've done wrong or that you didn't know to approach a certain way that you now know how to approach. So I embrace the concept of failure just as much as I embrace the win of success.
Had I met you at 10 years old or 15 years old, how similar would you have looked in mentality?
Not even close.
That's the part I wanted to get to. I wanted to get to where he mentioned the failure side of it and how he embraces the failure. He doesn't let your voice is too low. The video is louder. Let me see. I think something happened with my stuff yesterday when I was I think something happened yesterday when I was using the Patreon streaming stuff. Let me get it louder. I appreciate that. Appreciate that for letting me know. Oh man, my microphone volume is way low. Okay. Let's get this thing up. All right. That should be a lot better. I turned it up now, so if it changes, let me know, because I had that issue yesterday for some reason. My microphone volume would drop and it would get low. it would get low. But he's talking about failure and dealing with failure and failure being part of the process. So I don't mind failure as long as you learn from the failure. You have to learn from it. My issue is when people don't learn from their failure and they keep going through the same things over and over again. So I thought it was key to start off with that. I thought it was key. I know this story. He told it before about his mom putting money in the Bible. He wasn't reading it. not reading it. Oh my goodness. That's the easiest way. A lot of people say put money in a book. People will never find it. They'll never find it. So I wanted to start off with that portion of the video. Shout out to y'all. My voice, it should be better now. I don't know what is going on where it like made myself lower, but D and I mentioned how many interceptions that he has thrown and crickets on that. It's been like that all year. They've had injuries, and one of the announcers calling the game wanted to make excuses about injuries, and then I believe it was Chris Collinsworth was like, nah, they're giving him enough time. He has to play better. He has to make better decisions. I can't handle the Herbert slander today. There's such a discernible drop off from the regular season of playoffs. Yeah, it's not even close. Michael Jordan always said, in order for you to learn how to win, you must fail. For real. They crowned Herbert the GOAT from day one of his career, and he ain't won nothing. Also, you got to look at where he went to school at, y'all. Where did he go to school at? The quarterbacks that went to school where he went to is Oregon, and they struggle with pressure, and they have happy feet. And once you speed them up, they play off balance the whole rest of the game. And that's what happened to him. Glad we got the sound right. Let's see. We can take this down, and let's go here. I thought this was funny. If you were watching the live, this was us.
And get the fuck back to Green Bay. It's over.
This is us who was rooting for the Bears.
Stop playing with us. We going to the bowl.
I don't know about the Super Bowl.
Fuck they thought this was. Y'all thought y'all was going to come to our house and send us back to the couch. No. It's not happening. Pack your shit and get back. Talking about Jordan Love. I bet y'all would love how that damn couch about to feel. Caleb, good game. First tip the rest of the playoffs. Super Bowl nails on me. Let's go. Bear the fuck down. Who we got next? It don't even matter.
I thought that was hilarious. That's how we was watching that Bears game. If you picked the Bears to win, he said, "Super Bowl nails on me." Oh my goodness, he is wild. Skip caught Herbert and choker. Yeah, 0-3 in the playoffs. He don't do well in the playoffs. He do not do well in the playoffs. He's the best out of them. I think it's saying a lot now. Talking about Justin Herbert for real, because those Oregon quarterbacks, they don't deal with pressure. Yeah, Mojo Brooks is hilarious. He cracks me up. Once I saw this, I said, "Oh, we got to add this because this is how we were feeling if we picked. If we picked the Bears to win." So he just got me cracking up. See if he keeps that same energy next week. I don't think he is. I don't think he's gonna keep that same energy, Craig. I don't think he is. Yeah, I was watching the game. All the QBs were getting sacked, fumbles, interceptions, and they're all in the playoffs. If they don't leave Shador alone, we're not having it next season. For real. For real. It's part of it. Brock Purdy was getting sacked. Brock Purdy threw 2 interceptions. They won the game. It's part of the game. They only want to use that to make Shador look bad, not act like it's part of what happens. Black Pearl, you heard that? French tips all playoffs. Oh my goodness, this took me out, but that was us. If you were rooting for the Bears on Saturday night, I got another one for y'all. He said French tips for real. He said French tips on me. This is another one. This is another. Y'all know I like him. Let's do this. Because these are showing kind of. Let's go this way. Those show better. They'll show better this way. So this is J18. This is J18. This is him. I find this funny too.
Subbing today, huh? Yeah, I know you thought you was gonna win. I know you did. You want to be stubborn? You want to be stubborn? Didn't I tell you don't play with us, huh? You don't. You was acting real stubborn today, huh? Yeah, I know you thought.
Everybody turned into Michael Irvin, y'all.
I know you did.
Everybody turned into Michael Irvin.
You want to be stubborn? You want to be stubborn? Didn't I tell you don't play with us, huh? You don't. You was acting real stubborn.
J1, I just gotta let you know, it was not like that. It was not like that. It was a close call for you. It was a close call. It wasn't no blowout. All right, let's kind of go through and recap some of these games, y'all. Let's recap some of these games. Let me get this set up a little bit better. Let me set this up a little bit better. Let's recap some of these games. Let's talk about some of the outcomes that we saw, and then also we're gonna look at how people talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Get this set. Okay, that looks better. We got the final outcome. There we go. Make this slightly wider. Yeah, he was pushing it because I was rooting for the Rams. Y'all know I like the Rams and Sean McVay, but it was not like that. It was not BTA. It was not BTA at all. It was not BTA. They make excuses for Herbert since he's been in the league. Even call him elite for real. J18 is a Brown coach during the regular season. For real, I was showing him during the regular season. I like his stuff. He's funny. Michael Irvin started a trend. For real, Donnie Kings, he done started a trend. BTA. Let's get to it. Let's go through it. So, the Rams and Panthers. This game was. It was not a blowout. It was a very good game. It came down to the last drive. I don't believe – actually, if you look at it, Matthew Stafford threw 2 interceptions in this game. He threw 2 interceptions, and his team came out on the right side of it. Interceptions. Now, who was it who said it earlier? Detroit Gemini. To me, when you get sacked, when the fumble occurs, and when the interception happens is more important than – the actual interception, because we saw Matthew Stafford. He had 2 interceptions, but it still was enough time left in the game. They were able to come back and overcome it. Nobody's going to be on ESPN today saying Matthew Stafford is not that guy. Nobody's going to be saying that. Everybody's going to be saying he got it done when it mattered the most. 2 interceptions, y'all. Let me even pull it up so I don't want y'all to think let me show y'all. Let's go to the box score. I don't want the ESPN highlights. 1 interception? I'm tripping. I thought he had 2 interceptions. I remember he threw 2 passes. They were going towards the sideline. Maybe I'm tripping, or they called 1 back. But I thought Matthew Stafford had 2 interceptions, so I'm wrong about that. But I remember seeing 2 thrown, so maybe 1 got called back for penalty. But even with the 1 interception, he took 1 sack, minus 9 yards, 49 QBR. Nobody talks about his QBR. Nobody talks about the interception. They just talk about they got the win. So in Cleveland, they want to say Shedeur took this sack, but they still won the game. Caleb had 2. I know Brock Purdy had 2. I thought I remember seeing Matthew Stafford throw 2, but I'm tripping. I'm wrong. He only had 1. But those teams actually still won the game. So if you throw the interception to end the game like Trevor Lawrence, it's totally different than if you throw an interception early in the game. So the people who just want to read off the stats are not backing them early on in this playoff situation. The stats are not backing them. The stats are not backing them, y'all. Matthew Stafford, nobody would say he's not good. Nobody would say he doesn't know how to read defenses. Nobody would say that, y'all. Not one person would fix themselves to say that. Let's go to the next game. Bears-Packers. This is what Detroit Gemini is talking about. Now, we watched this one because we did the actual watch party. Jordan Love, he had no interceptions. He only took 1 sack. But we know he had some throws that kind of missed towards the end of the game. But let's look at Caleb Williams. They won the game. Everybody is going to say Caleb Williams is starting to arrive after that game, after how he played in the first half, after how he was shaky. Because I was calling during the game. I was like, Caleb is really frustrated early on with that game, and you can see when he threw that first, I think it was the first interception, he was not himself. He needed to woosah. He needed to settle back in. He needed to do some breathing. He needed to do a lot of things so he can get his mind back in the game. But Caleb, 2 interceptions, 1 sack, 36.9 QBR. Nobody's going to bring up his QBR. They're going to say the Chicago Bears pulled through and won the game. They're going to say he led them on the game-winning touchdown drive. That's how they're going to frame it. So all this year, we've been hearing all this talk about things that happen during the game that don't fully impact the outcome of the game because you're able to overcome the adversity within the game of football. No game of football is going to look the same. It's going to be different things that happen. Quarterbacks who take chances and throw the ball down the field usually are going to have interceptions, high risk, high reward. Black Pearl, for real. That's it. That's like when Shedeur threw the pick in the Titans game. They blame him, but he put them in a position to win. For real. So to me, this is where I'm always telling y'all stuff to help you understand the game on a different level. When I ask, when did it happen? That I've been saying it all year. When did they take a sack? Did Shedeur take a sack at the end of the game? Did Shedeur take a sack on the game-winning drive? Did he take a sack on the first drive of the game? Because that matters. All sacks, interceptions, fumbles are not created equal. Because if it's early enough in the game, you still have the opportunity to turn it around and overcome. We saw that with the the Cincinnati Bengals game. The Browns offense was not good. When it mattered the most, they got it done. And that's what's the most important. Not looking at the stats. Caleb was bad the first half. Second half, he played better. He did. He had to settle down. He was really shaken after the first interception. I thought Ben Johnson was going for it a little bit more than I would have went for it. Those 4th and 2s, we saw overall over the weekend, a lot of teams going for it on 4th and 2 and not having success. So I think that's something that might change going into the divisional round this weekend. But too many teams going for it on 4th and 2. Too many of them. Caleb was shaking early. He had me believing I would win because his early play was bad. But boy, did he change up. Didn't stay on that side. He didn't. He said, I could turn it around. All he had to do, he has all the tools. He just has to settle down and control his emotions during the game. I'm telling y'all, if Caleb this offseason goes and gets some form of coach who can help him breathe and relax going through the game, he's going to be a problem with Ben Johnson. He's going to be a problem. Maya, what's going on? How you feeling? Caleb is going to be a problem if he can manage his emotions throughout the up and downs of the game. Oh, he gonna be a problem, y'all. I'm telling you, that offense, those wide receivers, that running game, that running attack, he is gonna be a problem if he gets that under control. They lost the Titans game because of bad play calling, sending Shador off the field for Wildcat. For real, they made every situation harder. Caleb gets too hyped. He does. These people just don't like Sanders. I always have it. They're always negative. That's so true, Ms. Brown. They just don't like Shador. It seemed crazy when I said it, where I was like, they're better off just coming out saying Shador's not my cup of tea and I don't like him, versus trying to make everything he does way worse than what it is, or making things he does like it's not part of the game of football. It's part of football, y'all. It's part of it. So the way they do that, it makes no sense. Let's go to the next game. Let's go to the next one, because I was looking last night and I was like, man, you watch all the games and you're in the moment of the games, or the winners or the losers. But then I went back and I was like, all these teams did something where they crushed the Browns and Shador, or more specifically, they crushed Shador for. I hope the Bears play 4 consistent quarters this weekend. Yes, playing against the Rams, that first half will not cut it. They got to play way more consistent playing against the Rams. Way more consistent. Jordan Love had a 72 QBR and perfect stats according to some. It means nothing if you lose the game. Those stats mean nothing to the regular fan. They use stats to discredit Shador. That's it. Dylan Raiola committed to Oregon. Dante Moore is coming out in the draft then. That means Dante Moore is coming out in the draft. Hey, Dante Moore, good luck on the Jets. Oh, that means he's... There you go. You have your answer, everybody. You have the answer. Dante Moore is coming out in the draft. That's what that means. Wow. This game right here, Jacksonville had a chance. This game came down to the last drive. To me, Trevor Lawrence is another one of those quarterbacks who just does not settle down. He's not settled when the pressure is on. His feet move around too much, and he makes the mistake late. Raiola said he wouldn't mind sitting a year, so I don't know. Hopefully he's willing to sit a year. If he sits a year, because this will be his junior year. So if he sits a year behind Dante, that'll be better for him. But to me, I think Dante Moore needs to go back. Don't run out here to the Jets. Don't do it. Don't run to the Jets, man. Don't do that. Dante said he was staying. I don't think it was a formal release yet. I believe it is. Let me look it up. Let me not guess. Last year, I think the deadline to declare for the draft was January 28th or 29th. But let's look it up real quick. Okay, let's see. All right, for 2026, the main deadline for underclassmen to declare. What you mean around? Okay, here we go. The deadline for underclassmen to declare is January 14th, 2026. College football national championship players extended deadline of approximately January 23rd. Official list of teams January 24th. Okay. All right, so I wonder do teams who played in the college football playoff get the full extended deadline, or if we'll know about Dante Moore in 2 days. Just something to watch out for. It's something we're gonna watch out for. We're just gonna keep an eye on it. Dante needs to stay another year. I agree. Raiola is hurt though, I think. Okay. So if he's hurt and Dante decides to come back, then all is well. All will be well. To be honest, Shador was learning on the fly. Each game, they let him practice new tools. You can watch him develop on each game before his last game he called. I agree with that. Shador possesses all the intangibles to be a franchise quarterback. If he gets a coach who believes in him and the right supporting cast, is going to get dangerous for real. All you got to do is look at Trevor Lawrence was a quarterback who was on the brink of everybody wanted to call him a bust. Look at how things turned around when they got Liam Cohen. Look at the Bears. They turned it around with Caleb. So you can turn it around. Yes, Trevor can handle pressure. He gives in. Yeah, that's what it was. He just started pressing and speeding up and moving around in the pocket when you don't got to move. The real question is why Oregon keeps getting blown out in the college football playoff. It doesn't matter what QB they have. They run a gimmicky style of offense. That's the best way to describe it. They run a gimmicky offense. They only take deep shots when it's kind of more choreographed. You can almost guess when they're going to take a deep shot, so defenses know what to expect. They do a lot of screens. They do a lot of bubble action. They do a lot of like jet sweep reverse style things, stuff that eventually you have keys that show what you're doing. And then once you're playing good on good, they don't look as good. They don't look as good. If Moore came out, I think he would be another Anthony Richardson, and that wouldn't be good. It won't. The NFL is not here to develop you, like people want to say. You can develop in the NFL, but a top pick usually will not have the time needed to they will not have the time needed to develop. They won't have the time needed to develop. So you need 3 years to develop. They're not giving you 3 years. They're not giving it to you. A coach can't wait 3 years for the quarterback no more. That's not the way the game is now. It's not the way it is. Dante Prime coming out in the draft next year. Too many good quarterbacks are going to come out next year. If he takes his game to another level, I think it won't matter. Cream rise to the crop. And that's very similar to what they told us about the quarterbacks coming out this year. They said, it's so many good quarterbacks. Oh, Cam, if y'all noticed the bait and switch that they did. The bait and switch that they did, y'all. If y'all noticed, they said the 2025 quarterback class wasn't good. 2026 was going to be better. Now you look at the 2026. Now you look at the 2026, and now they're comparing the 2026 class to the 2024 class. That's the bait and switch that they're doing. So they always say the next year, even when it doesn't show. Stephen A. Smith said, if you think the Browns are dysfunctional, the Jets give them a whole new meaning. For real. The Jets have not been good. Before his last game, he said he had to learn what will he do when adversity comes and things ain't going his way, and he won. It's part of it. You're not going to play high-level football without adversity. Has the Browns requested an interview for Clint? I don't think they have. I saw that he interviewed with the Ravens. Detroit Gemini sent it to me. I don't think they have, Tessa. I don't think they have. Marie, what's going on? How you feeling?
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
Where your other one at?
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
What's going on, Marie? Good morning. Happy Monday to you as well. I don't think they plan to interview him. I hope they not. I hope they not tripping Cedric. I hope they interview my boy. I hope they do. They had him they wanted him last year. They had him in the building to interview him for OC. Oregon gets beat by these powerhouse teams because they don't have the size. Just remember TCU and Georgia. For real. And the gimmicky stuff it doesn't work. Like, it only works so long because they get to the same level every year and they don't just get beat in a close one. They are getting whooped. So it's like, okay, why are they getting whooped this way? They didn't look good against Texas Tech. Their offense didn't look good. Dante Moore didn't look good. 49ers Eagles. It's funny. Once you really look at the stats, y'all, it tells a different story. Brock Purdy.
Looks like it's swole season.
Got to keep up with SoFi. It's stacked.
What is this?
How much can it lift?
It can help lift you to
Why are you
financial
paying a
independence.
commercial?
You can earn more money on your money.
What?
With SoFi Bank's highest
Who is
savings
this talking?
APY.
What?
Open a SoFi checking and savings account to get 4.0%.
ESPN, you tripping. I don't know how you got ass talking in the background. They are tripping. Oh my goodness. We're going to have to pull up the video. We're going to have to pull it up. We got to pull that video up if he's saying that. Oh, actually, I did see that. Brock Purdy, 2 interceptions, 1 sack, 60 QBR. They still won. So if you look at it, he had interceptions. They bounced back. They were able to win. So they got to stop. They got to look at these guys for real, not the way they've been looking at them. They got to look at them for real. They was only saying the 2025 class was weak because the first quarterbacks projected to come off the board was Black, Cam, Shador, Jalen. Yeah, they were saying they were weak, but they wasn't giving a reason. That's the part that didn't make sense to me. It made no sense. It made no sense to me at all. No sense. Shout out to Charmaine, everybody.
Oh my God! Wow!
I got money.
Rich Eisen saying Watson needs to start next season. I did see this. Once I first read it, I had to think about it. I did see this. He didn't really have a good reason why. He was just saying, well, you might as well see what you have because of how much Watson costs. And to me, it's going to be a lot of this. It's going to be a lot of this, y'all. It's going to be a lot of this. Deshaun Watson needs to start. I would say don't fall for it because they don't have legit reasons why. And also, Zedric pointed this out. They don't know what Andrew Berry's going to do. They don't know what Andrew Berry's going to do. They want to act as if they know what Andrew Berry's going to do. They have no idea what Andrew Berry's going to do. No idea at all. They don't know. They don't know what he's going to do. They just talking. So I think they are using Shador supporters' emotions against them by saying these things to make sure they can keep the Browns and Shador in the algorithm. So that's what I think. Charmaine, don't worry too much about it. Just playing the game. They playing the game, they playing the role. They playing the game, they playing the role. Y'all get the gist of this. Y'all see that the best quarterbacks or the quarterbacks who have the best stats didn't necessarily win the game or lose the game based on their stats. It's when the stuff happened. Now, let's get to the one everybody wants to talk about. Let's get to Justin Herbert. Oregon quarterback, shaky feet. Shaky feet all over the place. So he was sacked 6 times, no touchdowns, no interceptions, 25 QBR. Let's see how they talk about Justin Herbert. Let's see how they talk about him. Let's see if they say, oh, he can't read defenses. Oh, he doesn't know what's going on. To me, when I was watching him, if you just look at a quarterback's feet, their feet tells what their brain is thinking. So every third or fourth drop back, he would be calm. But for the most part, Justin Herbert was not calm in the pocket, and he just started taking off running. He ran 10 times. They don't call 10 quarterback runs for him. They don't run 10 quarterback runs for him. CO7, 111, what's going on? They don't call 10 runs for him. He was shaky in the pocket. If you want to try to, they tried to make an excuse on the broadcast saying, oh, he's missing some guys. And they were like, nah, that ain't going to fly. That's not going to fly. He has to do better. They were like, the offensive line is giving him time, which they were. He just was moving and dancing in the pocket. He wasn't settled. When you can speed these guys up and kind of get them seeing ghosts, it's a wrap. At that point, New England didn't have to do a lot more on offense. All they had to do was run the ball, burn the clock. Once they scored that final touchdown, I said, man, this is a 2-score game. And it was the whole fourth quarter left. And you would think that they were down 50 points the way Herbert was pressing. He was pressing so hard. So I stayed up to watch the game because I wanted to make sure I updated. I want to update the leaderboard. So I stayed up and watched it based on the picks. But it looks close by the numbers, but he was not it. Miss Brown, do you remember earlier in the year? I don't remember what game it was, but in your area they were showing Justin Herbert. You were like, he is not good. Do you remember that? Or he threw a couple interceptions, and it was in the first half he wasn't looking good. And Miss Brown was like, this quarterback is not good. That was him. That was him. And everybody saw it on display last night. And let's see how they talk about him this week and going forward. Had the makings of a 10-9 game for real. For real. Herbert was pretty bad. I fell asleep on that game. Yeah, I stayed up to watch it, but it wasn't nothing. It wasn't much to watch. Just trying to get those Shador clicks in the off season. We shouldn't buy into it. We all need to take a break from that madness. For real. I agree, Maya. And that's why I'm staying in the moment and enjoying the games, enjoying the sport. They don't really know what to do. They don't know what to do now. They can't talk about Shador. And the clicks were too good for them. The views were too good for them. They just gonna bring them up at times and talk about the Browns when it don't even make sense. Rich Eisen is a friend of Dion, so it was a bit weird to me. It was weird because he's always spoke highly of Shador all year. They using the Browns are a dysfunctional organization to get away with all the outlandish takes because they don't know what AB is doing at this point. They're just guessing. They are 100% guessing. They haven't guessed correctly on what AB was going to do in a couple years now, to be honest with you. They don't know what he's going to do. And I think he enjoys the game of it. So they are trying to pin everything that happened to the Browns since 1999 on Andrew Berry. That's what they're trying to do. I want to make sure I said it correctly. They are trying to pin everything on Andrew Berry, even though he wasn't with the organization. So they're saying the dysfunction and this and that. They're trying to pin all those things on him, and that's not it. That's not it. What do you think of Mentor? He's supposed to interview this week. I don't know if I see the value in it. Yes, he has a very good defense. He calls a good defense, but I just don't know if I see the value, if I'm weighing it, if I'm going upstart guy, I'm going upstart offensive guy. I'm not going upstart defensive guy because worst case scenario, we could do what Sean McVay did. Sean McVay was a very young head coach. Right away, Sean McVay got Wade Phillips to run his defense, and he told Wade Phillips, he told Sean McVay told Wade Phillips, you're the head coach of the defense. You run my defense, and I'll run the offense. And I think that will be better suited for where the Browns are at, especially considering they're about to have so many young offensive players added to the team. So I would prefer to go that way. And I like his defense, but I haven't seen enough where we should move off what Jim Schwartz is doing on defense, especially if we pair him with an upstart young offensive mind. Did you see them stats from TikTok debunking all the Shador slander? Yeah, I did. A lot of people been sending, I think her name is Leah, sending her stats to me. It's good. Shout out to her that she's getting her props. But it's stuff that we all saw in real time that we called out. We called it out in real time. So shout out to her. Her stats match the eye test, but it's a little late. They're on Jalen Hurts' head now. Newton was giddy this morning. He was shameful. Yeah, I didn't get to see what Cam is saying, but I know Cam is going to have a field day. I know he's going to have a field day. What we got next? Let's do this, y'all. So we've been talking about how we watched all the games together this weekend, or we were rooting for teams and we did our picks. Let's look at some of the picks. Let me update y'all. And then after we do this, we're going to get into the coaching stuff. After we do this, we're going to get into the coaching stuff. So let's go here. They tearing Jalen Hurts up. Yeah, I expected it. I was disappointed with Jalen Hurts playing, especially at the end of the game. Yeah, they fooled him. The last play where he threw the interception, they fooled him. Straight up fooled him. They fooled him on that play. All right, y'all. So y'all see it here. Let me take my nameplate off the board. Y'all don't need that. All right, so this is the first year we're doing the Off the Record NFL Challenge. So it's just a pick'em style thing where every weekend, if you're part of Patreon, you're going to see the notification. You're going to pick your winners and losers. So we kicked it off this weekend, Wild Card Weekend. We got the leaderboard, y'all. This is the leaderboard. So the way you break this down is you get 5 points for every win that you get. You get 5 points per win that you pick. Shanithia going LeVar Ball. She never lost. She's going 5 for 5. She went 5 for 5 on her picks. Deshaun, he got 4 right. Latika got 4 right. Zedric got 4 right. And then We have a couple people with 3 right. So Des B got 3 right. Miss Brown got 3 right. C.A. Anderson got 3 right. TK got 3 right. And then Miss Sparkles and Key Mathis got 2 right. They're still in the game. It's a decent amount of time left. So this has been very fun to keep us engaged in what's happening right now. So this is the Off the Record NFL Challenge leaderboard. We got another game tonight. So we'll be keeping it updated. Somebody asked me, C. Brown Run, who do you have, Pitt or Houston? I got Houston. Their defense, Houston's defense is way too much. Also, let me show y'all. So I did my picks on ESPN, and I'll show y'all my bracket. And I'll show y'all how I did. Let me draw on here so y'all can see. I'll show y'all how I did on my picks. So I'm going to show y'all my picks. What I'll do this weekend coming up, I'm going to show y'all my picks after everybody gets their picks in. After everybody gets their picks in, I'll show y'all my picks. I don't want to influence everybody's picks. All right, so you see here, I picked the Texans. We still got that game going. Right here, I took an L. Took an L right there. I got a W right there. It's hard to write with my finger, so I got that game wrong. All right, on this side of the bracket, so y'all see it. This is where it was a point of contention with me. Let's see, I got a W right here. Point of contention was here. In my mind, I thought I picked the 49ers. That's what I really thought, y'all. A.M. Williams came into the Patreon live and was like, who did you pick or something? And I went and I looked at my board and I picked the Eagles. So I took an L right there. Took an L. And right here, I picked the Bears over the Packers. So we got the dub right there. So if I was part of the challenge, I would have went 3-2. I would have 15 points. So just wanted to put that out there. Just wanted to show that to y'all so y'all can see. After y'all get y'all picks in this weekend, I will put my picks up. I'll put my picks up after. I don't want to influence anybody's picks. So I'm going to show y'all afterwards. But let me show y'all the leaderboard again. This is the leaderboard here so everybody can see it. Laurie, what is going on? Good morning. Good morning to you. Welcome in. Latika, you see it. Latika, you right there. Latika, remember I said, hey, get your picks in because usually when you have less feelings and emotion tied to all the teams and players, you just pick what you think and then you'll do way better than you think. So Marie says, I would have lost every game. I was rooting for all the teams who had CU players. Yeah, that's tough. They were in some tough battles. Wet 11s, make sure you guys have cash apps so whoever wins, I can send a cash prize. Wet 11s is up in the ante along with the Cleveland Browns / Shador swag you're going to get for winning the challenge. So I think Shanithia is away. She said she has some meetings and she will be back. So just wanted to update y'all, put it out there, let y'all see who I picked because it was a little shaky yesterday. I did get it wrong. So I got to do better. I'm going to do better, y'all. I'm going to do better this weekend. Let's keep it moving forward. That was fun. That was a fun thing. It was so much fun this weekend that I was like, you know what? That's why we're going to do watch parties Saturday, Sunday, and Monday because it was a lot of fun. Let me pause that. I guess I can figure out how to do picks. Charmaine, so I'm going to put up a post on this week. I'll put up the post on Friday so people have time. Sam Levitt going to LSU. Oh, wow. Sam Levitt is a big time athlete. I was watching him all year. He going to do some things. He's going to do some things at LSU. He got injured towards the end of the year. He didn't get to finish the year, but he going to do some things with Lane Kiffin. For sure, he going to do some things. That's exactly what I did. Just picking folk. Yeah, just pick. It's crazy. When you pick with no emotion, you do a lot better. Yeah, Charmaine. So I'm going to put the picks up. I'm going to put it up on Friday. And then under the post, I'll pick every game. I'll put all 4 games up. And then you just pick the winner. You just comment the winner of who you believe is going to win. D off subject. What is Lane Kiffin doing? Did he do something else? I think with I think getting Sam Levitt, I think that's a good pickup. Sam Levitt could do really well in a Lane Kiffin offense. He could do really well in that offense. Lane Kiffin is going to utilize his legs. He's going to make it simple, easy reads for him. I think he's going to do well. He's going to do well. I think so. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to this special moment. Leon Cohen was asked a question, and the first question he was asked was kind of questioning his style of play. You good, D. We had a cookout, play spades, had a boatload of fun. Don't mind my smack talking. I am old school. It's all good. I like it. I was like, man, I really enjoy this. Like, I'm telling you, I'm about to stream all these days in a row because I really enjoy it. Omarion Miller should have stayed at CU because I don't think that Kentucky QB at Arizona State is better than Juju. It could be the style of offense that they're going to run. So they're going to run that go-go offense, and wide receivers got to be willing to block a lot. They got to be willing to put it all on the line for the team and sacrifice. So you might sacrifice some stats as a wide receiver, but we'll see how it plays out. Now Washington, hold on. I agree they did have a connection, Beast. I agree with that. Let me see. He made the other QB from Washington sign with him. Now Washington is threatening to sue the kid because he already signed with them. Dang, Washington not gonna let him out of his commitment? That's tough. That is tough. Normally they just let him out of their commitment. Jaden Daniels 2.0 potentially. He could be because he could run the ball really well. Eisen has always been pro Shador, so I'm going to say he was trolling Cleveland media. He knows how they feel about Watson. Yeah, it was just he didn't really give any reasons why. CO7111. He didn't give any reasons why. This was a special moment. I think Detroit Gemini brought this up, but Leon Colum, he's definitely looking sad after they lost. But check it out here. Where's this? Oh, I got the sound off. Let me turn the sound back on. Here we go. I want to start it here.
News. I just want to tell you congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank
you.
you.
Hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank
and
you.
you did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
She just lifting his spirits up. You can tell he looks down. He's in his emotions right now because they just lost a tough game. They were right there with a chance to win it at the end. So it was really nice of that reporter to give him some encouraging words, to let them know that y'all really did this thing. Y'all turned it around. Y'all had a way better season than anybody expected y'all to have. Y'all right there with it with a team who y'all right there with it with a team who everybody expected to win the Super Bowl. So I like what she did there. I think the Washington QB is staying right. I'm not sure. This is news to me. What happened to Nussmeier QB? Isn't his father a coach of the Saints? Is he going in the draft? At the beginning of the year, they said he was good. He had a very rough year, Marie, but he is out of eligibility. So he going to enter the draft because he don't have no more college eligibility left. Take note, Mary Kay, Tony Grossi, and Jason. I know Shador is like this. What I'm talking about, speak life into your team, for real. Cleveland media could never. Evil spirits, for real. As long as Cohen is coach, that reporter will always have a key to the Jag building. Cleveland media should take note, for real. She sounds like an auntie, for real. She does. Just speaking life into you. Cleveland media needs an overhaul. That's what it is. If you end it at the end, you are right. That's it. Teams dreamed of just making a playoff, getting a shot. That's all you want is an opportunity. So teams dreamed of it. So I really appreciated this. As soon as I saw this, I said we had to add this to the stream. We had to. What did Rich Eisen do? I missed it. Rich Eisen said that the Browns should start Deshaun Watson next year because of how much money they owe him. It's a mess. I thought I heard that his agent quit after he announced that he was entering the portal. Oh my goodness. Look how wonderful that reporter was. She probably a praying woman. Yeah, speaking life into him. Like, speaking life into somebody is important, is valuable. So I saw this and I said I had to show it. Because, you know, he's feeling, you know, hurt. He's feeling he feel like he let down the team. Everything was on his back. And, you know, she just speaking life into him. So I appreciate it. I appreciated that interaction a lot. Let's do this. We're going to look at who the Browns have brought in, the coach. So we're going to go through the list of who the Browns have posted, and then we're going to see if we like them, if we don't like them. Going to get your input, and let's switch this over, and let's add this. Oh, he definitely appreciated that. Because, you know, he's just gonna get questions more so attacking him. He'll get questions more so attacking him, and the last question was attacking him, so he definitely appreciated that. He looked like he wanted to cry. He did. So let me show y'all something. So let me do this real quick. The question before that question, just look at the energy of it. So let's play beforehand.
What your thoughts are on how it ended?
Yeah, just a tough way to end the season. Obviously, you couldn't. We scored to go ahead. Couldn't really get them off the grass there on the last drive. Converted obviously a few of those. We get hit on the a little bit of a busted coverage there, then the quarterback sneak that goes down to the 1 yard line is tough because you're still trying to hold them to it. They need a touchdown. So with where they were at, it's not like we were about to freeway it. We're competing to try to stop them, to make them kick a field goal. But once you get it down to the 1 yard line, we decided to freeway it, let them score, and try to get the ball back. And then we do, and ended up throwing an interception. So it was just a tough ending.
Liam, can you go through the first half there and what was disjointed in the offense, the passing game maybe, and it seemed like you had a lot of success when you did run it?
Yeah, we were running the ball well. Ran it well. Obviously, it's a pretty solid pass defense. They were doing some stuff pre-snap, post-snap, changing the picture a little bit, and just didn't really get going. We had couple busts, poor calls, just a couple of not executing in the pass game in the first half. But we're fortunate enough to be still in a good position, obviously at the half, missed a field goal, but give ourselves a chance. So I thought we ran it better, though.
Hey, Liam, just on the run game, it seemed like you guys got away from it a little bit in the first half. Just what kind of happened there, and what sort of transpired for you to pass the ball more in the second half?
Not really sure exactly what you mean, but just called the game like the way I always call the game.
So this is what happened before. So the first question, the question right before, he's like, I don't know what you mean by that. We just called the game how we normally call the game. A couple points from this. You hear the tone and the way the reporters are speaking with him. All of these questions are about football and the game that just happened. And then the next reporter, she's going to speak life into him. But you can see he is trying to hold it together, y'all. You can see he's trying to hold it together. He cares. He wanted his team to win. He was putting it all out there, and he's going through and processing everything that just happened. So if you look at his eyes, a couple times he had to put his head down. He's trying to hold it together, y'all. So it was so timely, the words that she said. They were so good. Let's play them one more time before we get to the other countries.
How you doing today? Lynn Jones, Jacksonville Free Press News. I just want to tell you congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank you.
You hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank
you.
you.
did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
Those words, she spoke life into him. She changed his whole demeanor. She changed his whole demeanor because, everybody else is going to be pulling at him, trying to force him to say something like, you made a mistake here, you should have changed this. But her, she's like, no, live in the moment, enjoy your success. Y'all did this. And if you notice, as she was speaking to him, he never was breaking his eye contact with her. He was keeping his head up. Now going into the next question, he got his head held high. He is not looking down like he was before, and he is ready. That was all he needed to just get through this presser. That's all he needed. He can get through it now. So I thought that was very key. I wanted to show that to y'all. Let's find her Twitter and show her some love too. Let me see if somebody tagged her in the comments. See the comments. I'm gonna try to look it up while we're looking. His whole energy lit up. It did. Mary Kay can never, for real. She can never. Let's find her Twitter. I got that one. Kevin Stefanski, we have to do better, for real. How are reporters chosen to cover a team? Are they assigned, or do they choose who they cover? The old way of how it is you cover a team usually based on location and who you work for, and they pay you to cover the team. So it's based on who you work for. I bet whenever he want to talk to a reporter, he'll think of her first, for real. And if they ever have situations where they need a sit down with a player or something like that, don't think he's not going to think about her. I like this coach. I feel bad for him because he was definitely on the verge of tears before that reporter spoke life into him. God is good. Yes, he was definitely there. He was there. He was really close to tears. He was not keeping his head up. He was really close to tears. Man, do you have any reporter friend that want to come to Cleveland? For real. This was the best motivator for me this morning. Yes. Just speaking life into people and giving them grace. If you just go to the failures and not reflect on what y'all really did this year, Jacksonville turned their entire season and they turned everything around with what they did. Really good defense. Trevor Lawrence is looking like a player. So the Cleveland media would have been asking stupid questions with zero empathy. They are miserable and never satisfied. For real. Sounds like what TJ Ward said. If I'm a young reporter, I'm trying to get a job in the Cleveland market, breathe some new perspective into the market. I agree. I got that one. Love to that reporter lifting her team up and the coach. That is how it's supposed to be, for real. Welcome back, TK. Welcome back. Yeah, she changed his whole energy and everything. Lynn Jones is the MVP. I like how my people uplift and speak life into people. Auntie, God's love, for real. This is my issue with losing culture. A coach comes in and gives them wins, and they get entitled thinking they were cheated out of a Super Bowl. They would have never been in the running too without Cohen, for real. I totally agree with that. I teach my son, treat people kind because you never know what someone needs. You could brighten their day just by being kind. I agree with that, Wet 11s. Very, very, very good thing to teach your son. What's crazy is Trevor and him had a moment in the season and no one is saying Trevor is dramatic or he needs to be benched. I love how the coach handled it. Take notes, Kevin. For real. I remember he was telling Trevor Lawrence, you can't throw high over the middle. You putting your guys in bad spots. You need to throw it low. And Trevor just kind of waved him off. And no, Maria, I got you. No, I just read your last one. I just read it. I love how my people uplift and speak life into people, auntie / God's love. Unless I missed another one. Did I miss another one, Bree? Let me see. Let me scroll back some. The one I'm seeing before that was the Garrett Nussmeier. And I talked about Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier, his dad is one of the coaches on the Saints, but he had a bad year and he has no more eligibility. Marie, you got me thinking I'm crazy. I'm looking, I'm like, wait, I think I said Marie's. I thought I'm missing something. I thought I'm missing something. I was about to say, what I miss? A coach that wants to develop his QB. I agree with that. He wants to see him get better. He's telling him things that he could do to get better. So glad we got that straight. Marie was telling me this, y'all.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose
I got you.
your job.
I got you. When she lifted him, that touched my spirit. For real. He needed that. In that moment, she saw what he needed. He needed that in that moment. He needed that. It changed everything about his demeanor. He needed that in that moment. Words have meaning. I always tell y'all, when I read the stuff y'all say to me, I always tell y'all, like, it means something, because the same way y'all speak life into me, y'all could be throwing hate at me. So, you know, when y'all speak life into me, I always let y'all know that I appreciate it, because words have meaning. There will be a change in Cleveland media. I believe that. Can't change a franchise with old mindsets. Ding dong, the witch is dead. It's a new day. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are new. For real. Ding dong, the witch is gone. I agree. You need some fresh faces. You need people in the Cleveland media who enjoy what they do. It's one of those situations where they have been doing this for so long, they feel entitled, that they feel more important than the team. They feel like they matter more than the players, and they forget it's about the players and the team first. It's about the players and the team first, not the media. We don't need you to lose your job. Y'all saw me looking. I was like, hold up now. Maybe I'm tripping. Let's get to these coaches that the Browns have been talking to. Let me pause this. Let me pause this. Let me get to these coaches that the Browns have been talking to. All right, so they're interviewing Mike McDaniels today. I'll tell you how I feel about. I don't know if. Okay, let me say this. I really like Mike McDaniels as an offensive coordinator. If Mike McDaniels is going to be the offensive coordinator and head coach and run his offense, and if they say you got to have Jim Schwartz, and Jim Schwartz is going to be like your head coach of the defense, and you're going to get this offense right, I will be cool with Mike McDaniels as the head coach. But only under that setup. Yeah, Marie been supporting me from day one. So if Marie says something, I take it serious. I take it serious. So if Marie says something, I take it serious. I don't look past I don't look past what she says, for sure. Because she has been great from the first time I seen her in the chat. Speak life. With that, I'm in listen mode. Gotta go to work and pay these bills. Gotta get to it. But we're gonna be here. We're gonna keep you entertained. Cleveland media now saying Mendoza is better than Shedeur. Tony Grossi still talking about they should have lost the last two games. They really need to retire. Never speaking life. They are not speaking life. They are not speaking life into the Browns, into the situation. And some of them, they just going through the motions. Like, I always believe when you get to a point where you're going through the motions and you don't have the drive and desire in what you're doing, you need to do something else. And if you look at the Cleveland media, a lot of them don't have the drive. They don't have the desire to learn, to get better, to be positive. They got to go do something else. It's the aunties. Come on you. You're on your own, D. Donnie, don't do me like that. Donnie. Have my back, man. Laurie, I live in Jacksonville, Florida, and I looked up how to get in Cleveland media. For real. I looked into it too. The NFL got to update some things though, because they still are going based on the old format of you writing columns, and people don't read columns no more. They don't read columns anymore. They need to update it to also people who cover the Cleveland media online. I can't wait until Shedeur play against Mendoza, for real. Cleveland media just like drama. I agree. I stopped listening to anything Tony G says, for real. It's not worth listening to him. They are in shambles. That Shedeur is there. What a shame, for real. It's the most backwards thing. the most backwards thing. The most backward situation. Get more acquainted with Mike McDaniel. What do you mean by that, Browns PR? you see what they doing, Zedric? You see what they doing? Cleveland needs y'all for real. Yeah. I wouldn't mind covering the Browns because it's a couple ways you could do it. You could be there every day and ask questions when they ask questions and stuff, or you can cover them from game to game where you travel to the game, you ask questions in the locker room after the game. I think I would like to do that more than like being on the beat and just doing it the way they do it now. I don't want to be there every day in the building and start to get influence because you're around people so much and you kind of lose your own thoughts. Mendoza is good, can't front. I think Mendoza is good. I'll say good, but he is not. I don't think he is a player that's just going to uplift any franchise he goes to. I don't think he is a Joe Burrow level prospect. I think he is good, but I don't think he is a make everybody better prospect. Let's get some potions for the new media in Cleveland. For real. We got to switch it up, y'all. I hope the Browns' new coach has that Mike Tomlin energy for the Cleveland media. I agree with that. That's like Reuter complaining you can't be excited about the head coach because there's still holes in the roster. TJ was right. TJ was so right. Nobody came out. If you notice, nobody responded to what TJ said. They only looked at his career in Cleveland. That's all they did. The only good thing that is in Cleveland since the draft is Shador. I agree. And they're just creating content. They are. They're just creating content around it. They are not realizing the opportunity they have in front of them. They're not realizing it. That's my take on Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniels gets a yes from me only under these circumstances. You are the OC and the head coach, and Jim Schwartz is the head coach of the defense. That's the only circumstance where I would say go for Mike McDaniels. That's the only circumstances. Ty Munkin, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. No. It's just a no. That's it. It's a no. Mendoza wouldn't be a good fit in Cleveland. Shador is a perfect fit. I agree. Cleveland media will go at him too much. I agree, Donnie. Nobody be watching the team. All good. You all good. You all good. You're all good, Donnie. I don't rock with potions. I'm on the right. I don't rock with potions. I'm on the right side, on the right station, D. I don't rock with potions. Am I on the right station? Oh, you're talking about the potions where they say they got to get the potions ready for Cleveland. I comment on every video with Tony Grossi, who listens to Tony Grossi. People still listen to him. Y'all, I'm about to DM Andrew Berry about Clint. Yeah, I don't know what he's waiting for. All good, Donnie. TJ has Mary Kay all in her feelings for real. She got to get over it. Exactly. Only looked at TJ career in Cleveland, not his body of work. Yeah, it's just it don't even make sense. Mendoza is in a good system. I agree with that. Cleveland media just wants to tear down an SQB. That's all they good at. That's it. Mendoza good. He better bring his own line with him for real. He needs the help. Yeah, Todd Munkin, that's going to be a no. We're going to keep it going. This one is interesting to me. This one is interesting to me, y'all. This is Aiden Durden. I called him Durden the other day. I mispronounced his name. I called him Durden the other day. I got that wrong. I got him wrong. Shout out to Marie, who were here.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
We got one more for you.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
No, I was reading the comment. C.A. Anderson, I was reading the comment about the potions. I'm not doing the potions. I was reading the comment. Shout out to Marie. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your kind words. Ever since the beginning. Great show, D, and the best chat on YouTube. I'm going to always support thoughtful and thought-provoking content. God bless all of you. We appreciate you, Marie. From the beginning, ever since you first arrived in the chat, you've been great. You've been encouraging. So I definitely appreciate you, and I appreciate your words. Thank you. I appreciate you. So you already know. That's why if you say something, hey, we got to stop. I got to find out what's going on. I have to find out what is going on. One thing the Cleveland media is forgetting is nobody wants to play in Cleveland. Shedeur wants to be there, and he can play. For real. Oh, I got that. C. Anderson. Yeah, no, I'm not doing potions. I was reading the comment. Clint may not want to coach Shedeur, and that's okay. If so, he can stay on that side. Yeah, I think they're casting a wide net. They're casting a wide net. So we're gonna see. D. Andrew is trying to get this right. He is still fighting for his job. For real. McDaniel hadn't made any sense whenever I heard him speak. He's very quirky. That's why I put parameters on if they're gonna make him the head coach. I put parameters on it. Because if it would just give Mike McDaniels the keys to everything, I would not do that. McDaniels seems soft to me. I agree with you, Wet 11s. That's why I said only under the circumstance that Jim Schwartz is like the head coach of the defense. If Jim Schwartz is not the head coach of the defense, then and his imprint is not all over the team, then it won't work. The one thing that I knew about Shedeur, he always had to play behind bad lines. That is why I knew he would make it. He will make something out of nothing, but he needs players that gets open and catch. Donnie King, I agree with you. I agree with you there. You can't do it on your own. Now, this is everything you need to know versus 5 things you need to know. Guess we all know who they like. Zedric paying attention to the words. You got to pay attention to the words. I doubt Clint wouldn't want Shedeur. Clint is used to big personalities. Yes, Clint has been in locker rooms his whole life. He grew up in locker rooms. The media will eat McDaniels up. They need a coach who will put the media in their place. I agree with that sentiment. Maybe he's learned from what happened in Miami, but it to me, it's only working. You need a very strong defensive coordinator. Very strong. Otherwise, I can't go McDaniels. That's what I would need. That would have to be my trade-off for McDaniels. All right, Darden. Now, I was looking at Seattle's defense earlier this year, this type of defense they run. Their head coach, Mike McDonald, is the one who really set up the style defense that Seattle runs. It's about 5 teams that run that style defense. They make all their players interchangeable. So if you are a defensive lineman or if you're a linebacker, you know how to play every different position in the front 7. The same way with the secondary. They make their secondary. Oh, petition needed for new media, not potion. Sorry. All good, C. Brown Run. Petition needed for new media, not potion. Sorry. All good, C. Brown Run. He makes all his guys interchangeable. And that's a Mike McDonald thing. And that's very unique to that system. And guys who he's coached with, they do the same thing. So I believe Mike McDonald has a heavy influence on Seattle's defense. So I don't know if he would be a top candidate for me. Because that defense is a change from the defense that we already have. And our defense is designed for Jim Schwartz's defense. A heavy man-to-man defense. They run a lot more zone defense. So I don't know if we have the right players in place where it would work. I don't know if we have the right players for the type of defense that he specializes in. So I don't know about this one. Also, I'm hesitant to pick a defensive specialist. I'm hesitant for it. Yes, only for the sorry media in Cleveland, you need a head coach that can stand against them, but with class. Donnie King, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree. All right, let's see who else. Now, Dan Pitcher. He's the OC. He was the OC in Cincinnati. And I think on face value, people look at the OC of Cincinnati and say, oh, they put up a lot of points, they do a lot of things, they score and all those things. But the way I look at it is, you have all this talent. You have all this talent. So I don't know if I can fairly evaluate the offensive coordinator coming from Cincinnati, because you're not just going to get to bring T. Higgins and Jamar Chase with you. You're not going to get to bring them with you. I think he was Joe Burrow's QB coach early on, and I get those things. But the QB coach route that I've noticed, it usually hasn't went the way. It hasn't been the best. So to me, on him, Dan Pitcher, that would be a no. It would be a no for me. A no for me. Shador needs a head coach. Shador needs a head coach he can collaborate with, who is open to listening to small things that make Shador's intangibles flourish, like trust. I agree with that. CO7111. I agree. We already talked about Darday. We already talked about Pritchard. Jim Schwartz. I would say yes to Jim Schwartz. I would be curious who he would want as his OC. But I would be willing to take someone who was not an offensive coordinator somewhere if Jim Schwartz is the head coach. So, for instance, it's going to be somebody else. It's going to be the passing game coordinator, the guy who is the play drawer for the Rams. The Browns are interviewing him. I believe his first name is Nate. They're interviewing him for the head coach. I would take him as an OC. If Jim Schwartz was the head coach. So I'm breaking it down to y'all who and why I would take people, and it would be a yes to Jim Schwartz, because Jim Schwartz is going to be honest enough. He has enough experience. He went through being a head coach before with Detroit, long-time coach in the league. So that's who I would say yes to. With all that's going on in the world, the U.S. is trying to look patriotic, and the Patriots got all the red, white, and blue Super Bowl champs 2025. Oh, you calling it. You calling the Patriots. Wow. All right, Selma, we're going to see. Who played tonight. Tonight is the Houston Texans versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to see. So I'm a yes to Jim Schwartz. Tommy Reese, I'm not going to waste y'all time. This is a no. All right, I ain't going to waste y'all time. Now, it's another one that I saved. Let me go here. Now, this is the head coach that I said I would pair with Jim Schwartz. And that funny thing was, when I looked at him, I thought he was younger than he was. I thought he wasn't 30. Zedric let me know he's 35 because he looks young in the face. But I got to throw it back when I was doing some work on Sean McVay's tree and his offense, and he popped up in that video that we looked at months ago. We're just going to have a refresher, and I'll tell you why I think he could be a good pairing with a strong head coach like Jim Schwartz. Here's my thing with Schwartz. You can't tell me he didn't know how the former head coach was treating Shador, so I would first like to know how Schwartz moved around that. I think it's definitely a legit question. To me, I think he probably just taking notes. You take notes because you're not really in a position. You're not really in a position to, as a DC, you can't be out there. You can't be out there. Okay, make sure I missed nothing. As a DC, you can't be out there undermining the head coach. You can't undermine the head coach. You can't do that. So it's one of those, you take notes and you realize you would do it differently if you were in charge. But I definitely like the question. I hope Cleveland make a good choice. Hold on, let me get something to drink, y'all. I hope Cleveland make a good choice in selecting a good coach. I was never a Cleveland fan or ever watched them, but I know the stories about them, none good. I'm there for Shador from Netherlands. Shout out to Donnie King from the Netherlands. Yeah, we need a good coach. I really don't care who the new coach will be. Anybody will be better than Kevin as long as they are innovative and like Shedeur. I'm good. I'm with you there. Not the Ravens. Dang, that's a good fit. A young coach can be good for Shedeur. No, Rotterdam. I was trying to read it. I must have reported that wrong. My bad. Which coach likes Sanders? I think a couple of them will like him. I think a couple of them will. If a young coach can be good for Shedeur, I agree with that. Let's get to. Oh, got you. You saw me looking, Donnie King. Help me, help me. Amsterdam and Rotterdam are soccer rivals. Thank you. Help me. The boy, I was lost. I was looking like, oh man, I got to figure my way out of this one. Let me show y'all a video. I've been talking y'all ears enough. Let me show y'all a video. You're going to hear from Nate in this video, who I would not be against the Browns having Jim Schwartz as a head coach and he be the OC. And y'all going to see why. Here we go.
Plays for Kyle Shanahan. I got exposure to be able to see how he, looked at the game. Hey, why are we doing this, or what's the thought process behind it? It was a great teaching tool for me.
Yeah, Sean was awesome. The picture draw always has the most access to the coordinator, the guy you spend the most time with.
Two-jet lightning, Z under. Double F, two-jet lightning, Z under.
With McVay's rise in the coaching ranks to offensive coordinator and then head coach in 2017, he's been able to pass on the play drawing baton to coaches on his staff.
I started drawing in 2008. I'm just kind of a rite of passage. I think Shane handed off to me when he came to the Rams. I handed off to Liam Cohen. Liam Cohen, I think, handed off to Zach Robinson. So there's a nice little fraternity we got going there.
What was your reaction, Zach, when you found out you'd be doing this role?
Depression. At first, it's a lot of long nights, long hours. There's a lot of pictures to draw.
I'd never drawn. I'd drawn with a piece of paper and a pen on everything. It's not easy at first, though. You're also trying to bring Sean's vision to life on a picture. And so that's hard to do at times, where you don't want players to ever truly run a route just like it's drawn and designed on a picture, because that's their creativity. That's who they are as players. That's what makes them special. But you'd like to be able to bring out some of what you as a coach would like it to look like on the page. And that's a challenge. That's a little bit of a form of art.
Coaches use an architectural program to bring the pictures to life. Last season, Nate Scheelhaus held the crucial role of taking McVay's play script to build the week's offensive schemes, which he turned around overnight.
So the starting point would be after I get the concepts of the week and the formations and the plays that we're anticipating running. You've kind of got this library of files that you have and similarities, at least with some of those concepts. You're opening it up, and this week we're going to specifically run it in this specific formation. So you're typing out, man, the formation is snug, right? We're running 11 pop, and the defense that we're planning on getting is over defense, playing cover 3.
And that's what the players use.
So let me pause them real quick here. So the thing I like the most about this is that if you are the play drawer, you are working so closely with the OC, and in this case, Sean McVay, to draw up the plays. And you're getting an understanding of why they're running it, what they're trying to do, and why they're running it, the defense they're trying to attack. So you're learning all the why of why you're running it. So I really like that. Also, if you have a young quarterback, i.e. Shedeur Sanders, who wants to know the why, you can break down the why to everything. So Shedeur can be bought into exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. And this would be a promotion from him, going from a passing game coordinator to an offensive coordinator. So Shanithia asked me, do I believe this was to fit the Rooney Rule? I don't believe this was to fit the Rooney Rule. I think this is someone that they're seriously looking at, because if you look at the success of people from the McVay tree, this is the role that they all went through. So I like it. I think this is a serious interview. The Browns are trying to get an offensive mind in there, y'all. That's what I believe. I believe these signs point to they're trying to get an offensive mind. They're trying to get an offensive mind. So I like this. I like this a lot. Everybody wants to pull from the McVay tree, and I remember people were pulling his OCs, and they were pulling his offensive line coaches, and they were pulling all these different things. But the play jar is the one who really gets to understand it. So I like that a lot. Now, do you think all these interviews with OCs who haven't been head coaches might suggest Shedor's QB1? I think so. I think it does. Shedeur needs a coach that innovates like his father, that thinks outside the box. Shedeur is not a normal thinking QB. Donnie, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. And one thing that I think people who casually watch the game of football, what they think is it's some new way that teams are running. They think it's a new offense that every good offensive mind is running, and that's not it. Every good offensive mind in the NFL most likely is running a offensive scheme or system that has worked for years that they have added to, and they have made guys interchangeable to throw off what the defense thinks. So, for instance, just something simple. If you run 13 personnel is one receiver, 3 tight ends, you're going to get more or one running back, 3 tight ends, you're going to get more heavy personnel on defense. Heavy meaning more linebackers. So if you change that out and you attack that with versatile tight ends, you have the advantage. That is what innovative offensive play callers do. So Sean McVay is innovative. He interchanges his receivers and tight ends really well. They run all the same route tree. They don't switch the route tree. And Sean McVay doesn't even need the fastest receivers. So it is those little tweaks that help a defense not know what you're doing. That was the biggest downfall for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles did not run a lot of pre-snap motion. They did not change their formations a lot. They kept A.J. Brown on one side of the ball a lot, and teams could just lock in and know what they were doing. Yeah, Shanithia, you like, hey, I got stuff to do. You can't be holding me back. McVay tree is quite prosperous. It appears it's like the Saban tree in the college football. I agree with that. I agree. Shout out to you. Great analysis. I appreciate that. Well, got it. Let's play a little bit more. Let's hear him a little bit more.
After they see the presentation from the offensive coordinator, and they build the whole playbook off of that.
Down the right sideline, caught by Nakua, touchdown LA!
When you think back to drawing plays for Sean, is there like a moment that comes to mind?
There is, for sure. It involved Sean McVay and Matt LaFleur. It's the simplest play known to man. It's both stick. It's just 2 5-yard stick routes. And I remember Sean wanted to draw him with a straight stem and then out. And then Matt came back and said, no, it should be a inside stem, vertical, and out. So I redrew him all that way. And then Sean said, what are you doing? I told you it was straight stem. And so I kind of got back in the middle between Matt and Sean, and I didn't know who to answer. One's the offensive coordinator, one's the head coach. I remember redrawing the most basic pass known to man way more times than I should have.
There's a lot of worth to it in terms of the amount of detail that goes into it, the amount of also communication as that drawer that you have to be. And so I do believe it's an important deal, and so a lot of respect to the guys that have done it.
You got to do a little bit of everything. So it kind of gives you a very good foundation on how you're going to coach the rest of your career.
But when you get exposure to these great coaches like Kyle, like Mike Shanahan, I look back and I realize how grateful I was to really be able to see how did they do it, and then what's the best way to be able to mesh all the best parts of them into what we try to do on a year-to-year.
I thought that was really good. So to me, I don't think that's a Rooney Rule. I think they are looking to try to pluck off the Sean McVay tree by taking a non-traditional route. Because if you just look at the guys who have left the McVay tree, and they were play drawers. And then if you look at guys who left the Mike Shanahan tree who are play drawers. So McVay has a good tree, but McVay comes from the Shanahan tree. So then you look at the Shanahan tree and you go down from there. So I think that's a real thing. I would not mind seeing him go into the offensive coordinator role. I wouldn't mind it at all. Yes, definitely. shout out to Selma for thank you for your service in the military. I believe you told me that you were in the military with Marie, if I remember correctly. So thank you for your service. Thank you for your service for sure. Hey Felix, what's going on? How you feeling? We in here. Where we at? Shador likes tight ends. I agree. And Sean McVay, actually, he's been doing something. It's so funny. When people talk about speed, Sean McVay flipped it on his head. He runs more 3 tight end sets than anybody in the NFL this year because he gets the defense into the different formations and the different gets the different players on the field because they're going to go heavy. They're going to have more linebackers on the field, but he has versatile tight ends. So some of his tight ends have speed. So that's how he takes advantage of it. So just some really good stuff. So I think this would be a good pickup for the Browns. Let's see what we got next.
In the first half, dominated by
Matt LaFleur. Great show, D, and all the wonderful people here. Great family here. I appreciate you, Ms. Brown. Shout out to you. You've been here a long time. I appreciate you, Ms. Brown. This is a good analogy. Yeah, Shanithia, that's why I really wanted to get to this because I'm like, I think this is more than just that Rooney Rule thing. I think they're really looking at how can we get some young, innovative minds. And it's funny because it's certain things that, we've been saying all year when you look at the Browns, lack creativity, nothing new. It's funny because we're going to watch it, how they're talking about some of the playoff teams, and they're going to say the same things. Let me skip forward. So they're talking about Mike LaFleur.
By double digits in the final 5 minutes. That's the most losses by any team in a single season since the merger. There's been a great deal of criticism, and I think justifiably so, of some of the ways that game was coached by Green Bay in the second half, allowing the Bears to come back and win, and a bitter defeat for Green Bay. And if you were just joining us, Shefty, with the very latest on the speculation/future around Matt LaFleur.
Look, he is headed into the last year of his contract, and I think Green Bay does not want him headed into the last year of his contract. He doesn't want to be headed into the last year of his contract. So how do both sides handle that? Well, they are now expected, as I'm told this morning, to try to work out an extension. Whether they do or don't, that's a whole separate question. But they're going to try to work this out here today, tomorrow, get clarity moving forward. But that's the latest in this morning. Like, people waiting to see, are they going to fire him? No, that's not happening. They're trying to work out an extension.
Yeah, and you know what?
There you go. I think that's key. So the Green Bay Packers, they lost to the Chicago Bears. They are not saying, let's get the next best thing. Let's find the next best thing. They are saying, no, we are extending our coach. We believe in him, or we're going to work to extend him so he doesn't go into the offseason and into next year on the last year of his deal. You got to believe in coaches when they have shown success and they've shown to be good. He has one of the best offenses in the NFL, one of the most efficient offenses in the NFL, and he alone is going to get Malik Willis paid big time money because of the type of offense they run. So that's even coming off of a loss. They are still looking to build off of that. Shador likes receivers who can run good routes and aggressively fight for the ball. I agree with that. They got to attack the ball, not to wait for the ball to get to me. Another one of the things I noticed with Judy is if he runs a route, he waits and sits for the ball to get there, and that kind of puts the ball in harm's way. You got to attack the ball as it's coming towards you. Just not something Judy does. Now let's get to how they're going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to show some highlights here, so I got to skip forward past the highlights. I can't show those. But when they get to the real Schefter is so annoying to me. He all over the place. He a microphone, that's all. He a microphone. Let's see. We're going to skip Dan O. We don't want to hear him. I want to get to Woody when Woody is going to be speaking. This is about the Philadelphia Eagles.
and it still happened, and it was allowed to happen.
Yeah, so what you're saying is it's impossible that they don't recognize the problems. It means they were unable to fix it.
Or
right?
unable to from their vantage point, or their belief that they're unable to from the player standpoint.
Rex, that offense? Do you tell me exactly?
Well, first off, I mean, this would be the easiest offense in the league to defend.
Tell me why.
Well, because number one, they're void of basically the inside of the field. All right, he is 3 of 6 throwing the ball inside the numbers. This is crazy. And for a shorter quarterback, I get it. I've had shorter quarterbacks. It's sometimes tough there. But this has been a whole season of that. They don't challenge you, formationally. They don't challenge you with motions. They never get you in a compromising position from a defense standpoint. I feel like I can stand out there for 2 weeks and they not score. All right, and look.
Is he talking about the Browns offense? Is he talking about the Browns offense, or is he talking about the Philadelphia Eagles? It sounds similar earlier in the year.
Yes, the offensive line regressed. The wideouts regressed. The tight end, okay, he never did. But the quarterback certainly regressed. Absolutely. And so to me, first thing you think of is coaching, because coaching, you want to see improvement by players. We never saw it. Not at one time. And the thing that I got to say, look, I like Nick Sirianni. Mm-hmm. Okay, I like it. I mean, he's not for everybody, but I like him. The thing that he has to do is open himself up a little bit, though. He can't be naive and say, number one, he has to make changes at his offensive corner, but other coaches as well. They need new ideas, and he's got to be open to the new ideas, or they're not going to run it. But this quarterback, this is an outstanding quarterback, and it's funny to me, people are pointing at, oh, it's Jalen Hurts. Maybe he's not a real NFL quarterback. The hell he's not, okay? This guy's got tons of abilities.
Okay, so let's do something, y'all. Let's look at how they are critiquing the Philadelphia Eagles and the talent they have, and how they are saying, hey, it's not really on the quarterback. It's on the scheme. It's on the players not getting better. How in the world do you say everything is on Shedeur when you look at what Shedeur had around him? Once you take away the emotion and how they really feel about Shedeur, and they talk about football, you see that they don't critique any quarterback the way they critique Shedeur, even when there's way better talent around them. So if they are on here arguing that the Philadelphia Eagles need a new offensive coordinator, how could these same people be arguing for Kevin Stefanski earlier in the year? It don't even make sense. Once you really get to the football side of it and you got to talk about what happened in the game, you see what it really is. You see what it really is. You heard that, Zedric? So we can use proper context. No context with Shedeur. So, but look at how they really talk about it when it's a quarterback that they might favor, a quarterback that they might like. I heard him blame receivers. I heard him say the receivers regress, the offensive line regress, the play caller regress, Sirianni. So you see how they'll blame everybody else when they like a player? It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. If he get up one more time on national TV to answer his cell phone, it is so tacky and unprofessional. They need to ban cell phones on these shows, not just schools. You know what it is? They act like they're the most important people in the world, and this segment that they have for 12 minutes is something life-changing is going to happen on their phone. And that's the excuse they run with. It's the off season. Knock out the show. Knock out the 12 minutes. You don't got to be on your phone. Nobody's getting traded. Nobody's getting cut. Just knock out the segment. Hypocrisy at its finest is ESPN analysts. For real. So you're telling me we can have an objective and rational conversation about QB circumstances. Ta-da. Once you take the emotion out of it, I'm telling you, to me, these people just don't like Shedeur. So they never took the emotion of not like Shedeur out of it. I don't know. It's their choice to not like Shedeur. But you see how they speak when it's a player that they like and they look at all the circumstances and the outcome of the game. Just wanted to show it to y'all. It don't take long, y'all. It don't take long. So if y'all wonder why I say certain things about these people, this is why. Because it's not that they're not capable of doing it. They choose not to do it. That's the worst part. The Eagles' offense was better last year because of the running game. They were smacking people in the mouth and they opened up the passing game. For real. Keith, that is it. Saquon Barkley was the person everybody wanted to stop. They wanted to stop Saquon first. Now that their running game is stale and people know when they're running, if a team, this is it, in the NFL, if a team knows, they don't have to know the play. They don't have to know which direction. If they know it's run versus pass, if they have that key, this is a run, more times than not, the defense is going to win. More times than not. They don't have to know which way, as long as they know it's a run. Because on a run, you're attacking different than you attack on a pass. So if they just know that one thing, they can key in on what you're doing. And that makes all the difference in the world. All the difference in the world. So when a team has talent, remember they said, oh, well, if you put Kevin Stefanski with a team with talent and a quarterback, he'll have success. Talent in a quarterback is not what equals success. You need a good offensive scheme that gets guys open. We watched good football this weekend, y'all. We watched the Chicago Bears have guys running wide open. We watched Green Bay have guys running wide open. We watched it. We watched guys wide open. On Buffalo's last touchdown that they scored, the tight end was wide open. We watched guys get schemed open. We watched it. We saw it. We saw guys wide open for the San Francisco 49ers. We watched it. How many times did you see somebody running wide open for the Philadelphia Eagles? That scheme, y'all. So all year, when I'm saying, hey, the Brown scheme is bad, I know some people wonder, like, what do you mean scheme? Because nothing is easy. A good scheme, a quarterback has built-in easy wide open throws. Receivers have built-in wide open easy catches. Running backs have built-in wide open easy running lanes. Bad schemes is like pulling teeth. It's so hard, and if one thing goes wrong, the tooth is not moving. That's how bad offense is. Jeff is about the only one that pushes back on them. That's probably why he's hardly ever on the panel. They don't want pushback. they don't want pushback. No, what? They don't want pushback. That's what I'll say. I'll say they don't want pushback. So this is an example. They can have the conversation. They're capable of having the conversation. They chose to be they chose to have bad faith conversations regarding Shador and the Cleveland Browns all year. And this is a prime example of that. Matt LaFleur, Green Bay, they're going in. They don't want him to be a lame duck coach. They're making sure they sign him to an extension. And then here with the Philadelphia Eagles, you see it. You see it. A.J. Brown is not the problem on his team. I hate that he is vilified for saying how he feels. The scheme is bad. They said so many things are wrong with this team before they got to receiver because it's a scheme. If a defense knows, if they have an inkling of what you're doing, run or pass, you're going to lose. You're not going to have success. And defenses constantly said, we know what Philadelphia is doing. That's a scheme issue. That is not an A.J. Brown issue. That is not an A.J. Brown issue. Last night, Shady was saying that he's been hearing from inside the building that the Eagles offense is so vanilla because Jalen doesn't want it complicated. I don't know if it's not that he doesn't want it complicated or if he has some physical limitations. So sometimes when we look at physical limitations, we think a person running slow. We think he can't throw the ball everywhere on the field. Jalen Hurts does not have those issues. But if you see him yesterday standing next to his offensive line, they are a lot bigger than him. And they highlighted he only threw the ball he was 3 of 6 throwing the ball towards the middle of the field. And usually a shorter quarterback cannot attack the middle of the field. And it's a height thing. It's not an ability thing. So I think more of it probably has to do with his height than lack of ability. Because he has the arm talent. He can throw the ball anywhere on the field. He can launch it. He can run. So I don't think it's those. It could be a height thing. And that could be the issue why he does not target the middle of the field that much. The same way Dylan Gabriel didn't target the middle of the field that much. You're right. Everything this year has been Shador's fault. Falling in the draft, not getting reps because he is not sitting in the front, wears hat backwards, etc., gets himself sacked, interceptions, etc. They just want to blame Shador because they don't like Shador. That's why all they had to do was say, I don't like Shador. They would have got initial pushback, but then people wouldn't argue with them about it. They would not have argued with him about it. Early in the season, the Eagles were having problems because they were changing things. Maybe they should have kept them the same. They lost their offensive coordinator. So good teams are going to keep losing their offensive coordinators. It's hard to really keep it the same. Jalen was not happy with the new offense. Yeah, they should. That's more so what it was. The new offense is vanilla. It's outdated more than anything. So when people say like lacks creativity and outdated, and they're talking about an offense, when you have guys who used to be really good, and they never upgrade their system, it gets outdated, and defense is key on what you're doing. And I think that is what the issue is in Philly. The Niners were looking good out there. Purdy was moving the ball down the field with ease, and the players are open and catching everything for real. That's the difference. Yes, Dylan, it's a height thing. It is a height thing for Dylan. Whoever told Shady that was lying. This is not Jalen's mindset. Yeah, I don't think that's his mindset either. I think the offense is too predictable. You know what they're gonna do. You can't win that way. Shady has been making some questionable choices lately. He's starting that heel turn, Zedric. He is starting the heel turn. Jalen has had 7 different OCs. That in itself is hurting his development, in my opinion. First Take wants to blame Jalen. I believe it. You cannot keep having new systems every year like that. The problem in the NFL is if an offensive coordinator does well for a year or two, then they leave. And then that team is stuck with a new one. So that's why teams, to have long-term success, OC or DC has to be there for a long time to sustain success over years. When you have all this turnover, it's not a good thing. Look at the Lions. The Lions still have all the same players. New OC, Ben Johnson gone, offense not the same. Look at the Eagles. Ran the ball over everybody last year. This year, not the same. And it's a new OC. And it seems like this OC was, to me, from the outside looking in, it seemed like this OC wasn't willing to cater the offense to the players he has. That's just my take. That's my take. He also said that as well, he is somewhat limited and he doesn't like to throw the ball downfield as much in fear of being intercepted. Yeah, see, I don't see that. I don't see Jalen Hurts not being willing to take shots. I saw him take so many shots downfield yesterday. I think Shady's getting bad information. I think he's getting bad information. Just in yesterday's game, Jalen Hurts. Let's do this. Let me not just tell y'all. So let's do this. Let's see. So let's pull up Jalen Hurts passing chart. So let me pull this up, because I don't know, the stuff that Shady is saying, it doesn't match to me. It doesn't match. So let's pull up his passing chart, because this stuff doesn't match. And I think sometimes just because guys talk to somebody in the building, they get out there and they stamp it like everything they're saying is official. And, you know, I just don't know if we could take everything they're saying like it's law. So let me pull up his passing chart. Where the stats at? So we're going to do next gen stats to get this up. And once I get this pulled up, I'm going to pull it up on the screen. Because this stuff, I don't know. I don't know who Shady's talking to, but to me, this stuff doesn't match. It doesn't match. Let's go charts. All right, we need team. Let's go Philly. And also another thing, I'm always hesitant when people want to try to put something on lack of understanding. I'm hesitant to try to put that on a player. I'm very, very hesitant because the lack of understanding, I don't like that. I don't like what people insinuate when they say that. So I'm very hesitant to say it's a lack of understanding. All right, so I got it here. Let me get this up for y'all. Let me adjust this on the screen so it looks better. Because sometimes, like, people are so excited to say, I got a source, I got this person, I got that person. You know, this person's telling me this person's telling me that. And then, you know, we look at what the person's saying, and then all we do is look at the stats, and you're like, this kind of don't match. This kind of don't match what he's telling us. So just from first glance, what he was saying don't really make sense to me. But now let's look at it, and let's get it put up on the screen. All right, we can make this bigger for y'all. Okay. So this is Jalen Hurts. This is Next Gen Stats. This is Jalen Hurts. This is passing chart right here, y'all. This is passing chart. So let me scroll down. Y'all can see this is Jalen Hurts. This is passing chart. I mean, he threw a ball 45 yards in the air, almost 40 yards in the air, 25 yards in the air, 20 yards, past 10 yards. So I don't know who Shady talking to, but to me, this doesn't match. This doesn't match. It doesn't match. Let me put this over here and make sure this still be up on the screen. Yeah, this doesn't match to me, y'all. This don't match. I know Shady he want to say he got sources and all that, but this doesn't match to me. It doesn't match. It don't match. All right, let's get to it. Crown Woman Collector, what's going on? How you feeling? If McCoy's person in the building is AJ, he got a bias take more than likely, for real. Shady has lost me because he said that Dart was better than Shador, and Dart, in my opinion, is not even close. He's good, but not Shador, especially not in the passing game. Why is Hammer on the radio saying Barry doesn't have the last say on who's the head coach when it comes to Harbaugh? Ain't AB spearheading this? That goes directly against what the owner said out of his mouth, so I'm not going to listen to Hammer on that. To prevent OC turnover, then should the head coach be OC? The league is a copycat league, so they're always going to pull for the OCs or DCs, or that's just the route that they take to promote head coaches. So if you're good, you're on a good team, they're always going to take them. They're always going to take them. Unless they're the head coach. I got a source that said from the horse's mouth that he said, nah, that ship has sailed, from David Njoku's mouth saying, oh, that's already gone. I'm gone. For real. For real. Just say anything. Dart is a different type of QB, but he is equally good. He is like an X Games type. From Chef Zay. Dart is different. Dart is not my style of QB. I'll just tell y'all what it is. Dart is not my style of QB. And I'll tell you exactly why he's not my style of QB. Play style. So when you're in college, if you're a quarterback that relies on your athleticism when things break down, when you get to the NFL, that's your first go-to, not figuring out the mental of what the team is doing to you. To me, those type of QBs, it takes them longer to develop into the pocket passer, and teams will force you to be a pocket passer, and you will not be able to read defenses as well as someone with less athleticism who initially starts from reading defenses. So that is my knock on Dart. It's his style of play, and I think it's going to make his growth slower. Look at Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert last night just took off. He kept running. Because he was frantic and he wasn't settled in the pocket and he wasn't ready to read the defense. So he just kept take off running. So that's an example of what I'm saying. To me, this is less of a comparison to Dart versus Shedeur. This is more of his play style. I think it's going to take him way longer to develop into a good quarterback. So that's my take on Dart. They try and say Jimmy cost the Panther game. No, that game should have been that close. Yeah, that's not on Jimmy. That's a lazy narrative. Crime Collective saying it's on Jimmy. That's a lazy narrative to me. That's not on Jimmy Horn. That's crazy. Dart is not better than Shedeur. He must have been drinking too much that day. And it to me, it comes down to style of QB that you like. Shady's starting to look a little funny in the light. Yeah. Dart, who played and got concussion 3 times for playing like a battering ram. That Jackson Dart. Dart is not equally good. We're going to have to disagree. Yeah, not my style of quarterback. Shady can stay on that side too. I don't watch any of them. Yeah, Shady,
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
That's what it is. Well, it's a good thing their emotions and opinions are not facts, for real. Finna put Shady in the Ocho bracket. He ain't watching the games. He can't be watching the games. He can't be. They were so mad when the question was asked which rookie QB would they take, and James Jones stood on business and said he would take Shedeur out of Dart, Cam, and Shedeur. Yeah. See, I think people are hesitant to put exactly how they feel out there, and I'm just not hesitant to put how I feel out there. I explained to y'all the situation with Dart. I can tell y'all the situation with Cam Ward. To me, Cam Ward is a player who his arm talent, his arm angles, his arm talent, his arm angles, and his arm strength have elevated him to a different level. So he could always correct his mistakes through talent. The problem is when you get to the NFL, there's talent everywhere. So you can't correct those mistakes. So if you look at some of Cam Ward's interceptions, it's cardinal sin interception mistakes he's making, throwing across his body. Cam Ward's first touchdown in the NFL was a play that he extended, and he threw the ball across his body late, and he got lucky, and the DB missed it, and it was a touchdown. So to me, Cam Ward relies on his arm talent more so than he relies on understanding what the defense is doing. So if you notice, when people talk on Cam Ward, they say, but he made some awesome throws. That's what they lean on. To me, I want my quarterback to read the defense and take advantage of the defense. That's what I want them to do. So I can tell y'all the thing it is. It's not hating on Cam Ward. It's just that's the difference of what I like and what I don't like in quarterbacks. So that's what I would say on all 3 of those. The more Shady talks, the less I listen. Last year, people were talking about Mahomes over Jalen in the Super Bowl. I said I bet my paycheck on Jalen. He that clutch. This year, offense just been off. Yeah, their offense has been bad. They couldn't get out the gates. If Dart keep playing like that, it will not be long in the league. And I don't hate Dart. I like him as a player, but they say Shedeur is cocky, but call Dart swagger, for real. A lot of these people don't watch the games. I don't think they do. They don't watch the games. These podcasters be saying anything for clicks and views. They do. And let me be honest with you, Detroit Gemini. I do what I say for clicks and views too. So usually, people would say, oh, they do it for clicks and views. I do it for clicks and views too. But I'll tell you the difference. The difference is I'm not just going to speak out the side of my neck and say crazy stuff for the clicks and views. I'm going to tell you what I think for the clicks and views. And I'm going to be able to explain to you why I feel this way for the clicks and views. If that works for you, cool. If it doesn't work for you, cool. But I'm not going to be the person that just say the most crazy things and hope it works for clicks and views. So I just got to be honest with you. We all do it for clicks and views, but it's just our approach to get into clicks and views. That is the determining factor. That's the determining factor. One thing about a source I don't trust, if it's not you willing to put your name on it, for real. Dart is pretty good to me. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Just not my style of quarterback that I would want. Casey, that's all it is. Just not my style. Keith Hunt, not my style either. I want a Shador. That's all it is. That's all it is. Say it louder for the people in the back. Hey D, I'm at work now, but I got a source for real. Everybody got a source. Shador kind of went back to his Jackson State roots this year. He definitely picked his running spots compared to his last year in Colorado. I agree with that. Cedric. I agree with that. I like a passing QB, not running all the time. I agree, because defenses can do things that eliminate the run. And when they eliminate the run, you got to go back to breaking down the defense and decision making. It's anybody but Shador train. It's okay. His time is coming. He's going to be fine. Shady is Shady. How is Shady switching up? He been supporting Shador. He's switching up. He's switching. It's not just a blanket statement. It's not a blanket statement in supporting Shador. You can critique Shador without switching up. His switch up is lately who he would take over Shador. And also some of his switch up is the stuff he's saying about the Eagles, where it seems like he's just wrong, because he's saying that Jalen Hurts don't want to throw the ball downfield. I got his passing chart up from yesterday. He threw the ball downfield a whole lot. So some of it is him just being wrong. It's him being wrong about stuff. So you lose credibility when you're wrong. I don't know how to word it in football terms, but when I watch Dart play, it looks a lot like ad-libbing and ad scatterboo and his two frat brothers ad-libbing in a football game. It's because when things break down, you rely on what you feel the most comfortable with. When it breaks down for Jackson Dart, he feels the most comfortable using his athleticism. That's what it is. So when it breaks down, I'm going to use my athleticism. A pocket passer, when it breaks down, I'm going to use my understanding of the game to beat people. Say that Dart wears his hat backwards and chain dances when he gets a touchdown, but he has never scrutinized. For real. Charmaine, I just got to be real. I do it for clicks too. You know what I'm saying? I do it. I do it for clicks too. Did I miss anybody? I didn't miss somebody. Do you know what I think about Cam? He's not top of my list. If you want to talk about overconfidence, hold on. Let me start it. I don't want to mess this up. D, you know what I think about Cam? He is not the top of my list. If you want to talk about overconfidence, it is Cam. Leaps and bounds above the rest. Dart Shador. He definitely talks. He talks different. Speaking of Cam Ward, my thing is, I look at the development track and how can they get better in the NFL. And when you are used to, it's like Shaq. When Shaq was used to being the biggest, strongest, fastest person, he never really got into free throws, fundamentals, any of those things. He always went to overpowering people, and that was his go-to. So it cost him in the development side. So that I look at quarterbacks the same way. When you just have a better arm, it's going to cost you in the development side. When you have athleticism, it's going to cost you in the development side. So that's how I look at the quarterbacks. Did I miss Crown Woman Collective? I did. You see the new Johnny Come Lately from out of nowhere with the stats on Shador and DG. She's Mary Kay 2.0. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yes, I saw her. She is not Mary Kay. She is very intelligent. Mary Kay just repeats what people tell her. I like the young lady. She breaks stats down so Jason can understand. I'll tell you all this about Leah. This is what I feel. I don't think Leah has bad intentions. I think Mary Kay, I don't believe her intentions are pure. I don't think Leah has bad intentions. I don't think that. I don't think she has bad intentions. I'll make that clear. I do believe she is getting propped up with using stats that are from 3 months ago, where it was other people who was calling in real time who are not getting propped up the same way. So that's what I would say about Leah. I don't think she got bad intentions, but 2020, hindsight is 2020. And the reason why they said that is because you got to see everybody go through a real-time live, and then you just come 3 months behind with the point. It's going to look perfect. So no hate to her. No hate to her. Appreciate you, D. You do the work, and you have helped me minimize the talking heads out of here in these click for view streets, for real. And I'm just being honest with you. Like I told you, I do it for clicks too. I have a line that I'm not gonna cross for clicks. So people don't get it confused. Everyone say the same things about Dart. We like him, but he's just not Shedeur. They are not comparable. They're not. One is a running style. One is a running quarterback. One is a pocket passer. So it's just hard to even compare what they do. That's why it comes down to stylistically which one you like more. Crown Woman says she suspects to me because where she come from? Who sent her? I can't argue with that. I think some of the Shedeur supports like Shady and Shannon because they don't like Shedeur play well. They letting the stats get to them, and they not relying on context. It's all good. 12 be better. I think he's gonna be straight. It's been real, you guys. Got a meeting. I got to head to. Appreciate you, Latika. Shout out to you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Also, I am glad he went to the Giants. He fits in that system. Always felt that Shedeur was going to the Browns or the Saints. I agree with that. Hurts is A-okay with me because when Shedeur needed a sounding board during camp, Hurts was there for the young man. I agree with that. I think it's more on the system. When you just won the Super Bowl the previous year, you was the Super Bowl MVP. You put up the stats. You're not gonna tell me now he don't understand. He can't read defenses. He's not willing to put the ball in harm's way. That's just not true. I'm not gonna go for that. I don't like when people insinuate that a person doesn't understand what they're saying without concrete proof. I don't like when they do that. Y'all. I don't like it. Shaq is a great example. How many games lost because he couldn't make the free throws? For real. Her stats are hindsight. Yeah, that's why I said I don't knock her. You know what I'm saying? But you know. Yeah, definitely. Get those likes up. Hit the like for me, y'all. Hit that like for me, y'all. Y'all been tapped in with me for a couple hours now. Hit that like button. Black Pearl D, I agree. Yeah. If you were talking about Leah, that's my take on Leah. If you were talking about the Jackson Dart stuff, that's my take on them. I just tell y'all what my take is. If it was a Griff, she would just focus on Shedeur. She does other content, but I see both perspectives. That's why I said I don't knock her. Any person that's out here making content is not an easy thing to do. I don't knock her. I don't knock her for what she's doing. I just think specifically what I saw with the Shedeur content, it matches the eye test, but it is behind. So that's what I would say. She's not saying anything new. Now she brings stats to what people saw. Data always relies on sample size. Could be why she held off, but she could have said something sooner. I agree with that. I personally think Dart is a hot mess waiting to happen. I remember when Scatterboo was playing in college football playoffs, his team was losing. He displayed worse attitude. Oh, shucks. Sneaky pulling the receipts. Dart is not a smart player. He puts his body at risk. Shedeur is a smart player. Like Brady, he intentionally wants to be that way. Yeah, it's kind of similar to Josh Allen. I remember Tom Brady was telling Josh Allen, hey, protect yourself. Don't take all the hits. And what Josh Allen said was, I've been having success with it. I'm going to keep doing it. That's what he said to Tom Brady. Tom Brady, everybody looks at him as in the top 5 quarterbacks of all time. And he's giving you advice on what you could do to be better and extend your career. And you just write it off and say, oh, what I've been doing works. Kind of similar. That's what popped in my head when Jackson Dart said, I've been playing this way my whole life. I'm not going to change. I was just like, man, it's going to be harder for you to get to where you want to go. It's going to be harder for you to get there. Prime said a long time ago, Shedeur is not like your average black quarterback. He is going to beat you with his mind, not his legs. I think that's the most valuable quarterbacks beat you with their mind. She collected all the info from the season and put it on a cardboard. Missed me with the lady. Hey, I can't knock it. I can't argue with it because it's behind. We said the hate we saw the hate. She just used their weapon against them. She came with stats. They couldn't ignore it. It's a win on this side. Yeah, I don't knock her. I don't knock anybody creating content. Do what you do. Create your content. I think some people's view of her is why not highlight the people in real time? Because she just kind of shot to the top. I haven't seen her, but I've heard people say that they showed her on Speakeasy. I heard people say Marcellus Wiley has shown her on his podcast, and some people will question why not highlight people who've been basically in the trenches doing it the whole time. So I can get where people could say, where people can take issue with it for not looking at the creators who've been here the whole time, content creators. Don't know why they're seeing as a clarification trope for black QBs. Yeah, I don't like when they say that. I do not like when they say that, TK. Hurts also, don't forget the year prior to winning the Super Bowl, he passed for a record in the game. For real. So one thing, if you want to know what sets me off quick when people say somebody don't understand something with no proof, I don't like when people put things on people like that. Like, especially quarterbacks that have success. Quarterbacks that have success, and then you're just going to say, oh, he don't know what he's seeing? Nah, you need some proof. The book, The Science of Racism, has a chapter devoted to American football and racism in the sport. Oh, yeah, it has a history. It's part of the United States history. So I agree with you, TK. I don't like Cam, Darter, DG. Charmaine said, I don't like none of them. Cam hates confident quarterbacks. Shedeur and Jalen see the comparison. I don't know what Cam be on, but Cam be all over the place. Y'all notice Allen doesn't do much of that now. Think he figured it out. For real. Tom Brady was giving him great advice. Protect yourself, man. Your team needs you more to be out there than you be on the sidelines hurt. I think her analysis is needed to counter the people like Jason. We can say it until we are blue in the face, but when you break it down with charts and graphs, it's harder for the haters to refute. I understand that point, but I also believe Jason, it's nothing you can say where Jason is going to say Shedeur is good. So some of it is, I understand people wanting to counter what somebody like Jason is doing. I would say going into year 2, man, just change the station. I'm just going to change the station because I know they don't know what they're talking about. Even in my comments, before I didn't used to block nobody saying stuff, say what you want in the comments. But I'm like, you know what? Why let somebody come over here and disrupt a good situation? So, me, I'm just going to block the people. I'm not going to go back and forth with the people. These people hate Shedeur on a different level. I would say, if you looked at 100% of the people who don't like Shedeur, what you're going to be able to do, maybe turn 7% of them to seeing that Shedeur is good, but 93% still going to hate. I'm not going to waste time talking to that 93%. I am not going to waste my time talking to that 93%. That 93% can stay over there loud, wrong, and cheer amongst themselves. They can stay over there. It takes a village. Everybody who brings facts to back up Shedeur is okay with me. The more, the merrier. I mean, I see that side of it, Detroit Gemini. She coming for Mary Kay jobs. That's all. Mary Kay ain't gonna be there forever. Eventually, it's gonna be some younger people who are excited to do the job, who learn the game, who can cover the Browns. There's gonna be people. Acho called Dart playstyle stupid, and I was shocked. Yeah, I'm surprised by that. I haven't watched him, but I'm surprised by that. Allen still gets hurt regularly. Yeah, in the Browns game, he was limping, had to take his shoe off. The game the other day, he was limping. So Jason's hate is not about football. I agree with that. So that's what I'm saying. Like those type of people, it's nothing that's gonna turn them. It's nothing gonna turn them. They just gonna hate. They just gonna hate. Crown Woman said the bars and the graphs was cute though. Wasted breath on Jason. I agree. It's wasted breath. I'm not gonna convince them. Did DG get drafted before Dart? No, he didn't. He did it. He did it. He did it. Dart was in his first round. Keith, I was going to type the same thing. True, if they don't like Shedeur, no matter what he does, they will stay the same. Yeah, they're going to stay on that side. They're not going to switch up.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
See, Acho can be right once every leap year. For real. Every once in a while, he throws something up there and stick and it works and it's true. But for the most part, he be on the wrong side. For the most part, he be on the wrong side. He all over the wrong side. Living and loving the wrong side of the argument. So that's Acho. That's Acho. That is Acho. But we've been at this thing 2.5 hours. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all notice the different way that they cover these other teams, other quarterbacks, and other coaches. Also, from the weekend, I hope y'all got to see what good offense looks like because we saw some good offense this weekend. Remember, this weekend, we're going to do a watch party Saturday, Sunday, and then we're going to do it for the national championship on Monday. All streams will be on YouTube. The only thing is the Monday stream, I might not be able to play the sound for the national championship, but we'll be here watching it together. So just want to let y'all know. So let me say thank you to the supporters. Shout out to C.A. Anderson. Shout out to Charmaine. Shout out to Marie. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for y'all support. Also, shout out to the Patreon crew. We had fun this weekend. But this weekend, we're going to do everything on YouTube. Everybody is invited. If you're watching the games, definitely tap in with us. It's been real, y'all. Hopefully, y'all enjoy it. I will see y'all bright and early on Wednesday. I'll be on time, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Peace, everybody.